Good evening and welcome to ACMi's Friday Night Football. It's opening night for the 2017 season, and your Spy Ponders will host the Cambridge Rindge and Latin Falcons in the home and season opener. My name is Scott Zwick, and as always, I'm alongside the professor, Rob Anthony. Pards, the Ponders were a team of neophytes last year who finished the season on an uptick with 3 straight strong wins.
Fantastic, Scott. It's a new season, and we have neophytes worked into the opener. What could be more exciting than that? Indeed, if there's such a thing as momentum on opening night, the Ponders have it, finishing the season strong last year. They're still a young team, but they're bringing a lot of energy in tonight, and they're led by senior captain Colin Curran, junior quarterback captain Adam Bowler, senior captain John Bowen, and senior captain Ben Curcio.
And partner for Cambridge Rindge and Latin, they won last year's season opener at Cambridge Rindge and Latin 22-7. Arlington, they finished the season 3-9, but they are a Division I team as opposed to Arlington at Division II. What type of problems might that pose?
Well, it's a big school, and they've got a lot of athletes. As you know, Scott, they won the state in basketball in Division I, so they're gonna pose a tough test on opening night for the Ponders.
They sure are going to post a tough test for the Spy Ponders. As you see the Spy Ponders getting ready to rock and roll for the 2017 season. I mentioned they were neophytes last year. If you want to get out your dictionary and figure out what a neophyte is, someone who's new to the game or new to something, and so they're not looking to be so much as neophytes this year.
Well, the leaders of the team are certainly not neophytes, and again, winning the last 3 games last season gave them a taste of what it takes to win football games. So first game is always a time to kind of see what you got, work out the jitters, but they're going to come in hungry.
They're going to come in hungry. They're going to come in fired up. Coach Genren, Mr. Positivity, is fired up, had a great offseason, is ready to go, has a team that were sophomores last year, juniors this year, looking to make a step forward. Last year they had really struggled early and struggled to get into the end zone early, even in the season.
Yeah, that's correct. And last year, one of the things that they did was they got the passing game on track. And Adam Bowler is a tall kid. He's listed as 6'1", 190. He's got a strong arm, and he's had a summer in passing league to kind of work on chemistry with his receiving corps. And so one of the things we're going to find out early is what kind of team will the Ponders be, and can they bring the passing game they started to develop last year into the season for a fast-running start.
Well, we see there the captains exchanging pleasantries at midfield to see who's going to receive the kickoff to start the 2017 season. And there's the official, always on top of their game. The officials going over the instructions of both teams to let them know exactly what's going to be expected tonight. No tomfoolery, no below the belt, giving them the business here and there, that sort of thing. And once they get those instructions ironed out and straightened out, we're going to be ready to play some football. And Rob, opening night is always a special night, a special feeling. You can kind of feel it in the air.
Absolutely, and fall has arrived. Maybe arrived a little bit early in New England, and it says, it says football. And this is the night that these guys have been pointing to, really for many months. You know, they've hit the weight room in the spring. They get the playbooks. Kind of in the summer, they gear up for camp, and then they have camp, and it's all pointing towards tonight. And I'm sure they have the jitters, but when they get hit, they'll know what to do.
They sure will, and let's get ready to play some football. The Falcons of Cambridge Rindge and Latin won the toss. They deferred to the second half where they will get the ball, so the Spy Ponders will start first on offense, and that's good news for John Bowler and his Army. And we'll pause now for the playing of our national anthem. And there we let the announcer do a little bit of the heavy lifting for us, announcing the captains for the Spy Ponders 2017 season. And Rob, the Spy Ponders last season didn't really struggle moving the football. Where they struggled was putting the ball in the end zone in what they call the red zone. Some teams call it the green zone.
Very young team, and that's we talked about this a lot last year, but putting the ball in the end zone is a learned skill, and they finally did learn that. Let's see if it carries over. Opening night, one of the keys to the football game tonight is going to be to take care of the football. Expect some penalties, expect some turnovers. The team that wins the kind of penalty, turnover, special teams game may have a little bit of an edge.
So back to receive for the Spy Ponders is Adam Eluinsi and Elijah Woods to kick for the Falcons. Falcons dressed in all white, kind of like those uniforms, very sharp. Hard to see the uniform numbers for both teams, so the learning curve for opening night is going to be especially steep tonight, partner. My gosh.
Yeah, we have with the Falcons, we have white jerseys with light gray lettering sent straight from perhaps Atlanta to torture us.
Oh, my gosh. Wow. 26 is, of course, not in our playbook right off the bat. So somebody who we can't identify is going to kick the ball off for the Falcons to start the season, and we're off to a roaring start.
We have opening day jitters everywhere.
And here's Eluinsi, one on the right-hand side. He's got room and blockers. Here he goes over the 40. Goes Eluinsi, and he looks phenomenal. He doesn't have opening day jitters. He plows over the 40 to the 42, and that's where your Spy Ponders will take over 1st and 10. And I'm sorry, that's going to get the first bing bang boom of the season.
What a great start for the Spy Ponders, and the big boys up front did a great job sealing the inside, kind of creating a wall. And Eluinsi knew just what to do with it.
He sure did. Broke it to the outside just where the blockers were instructing him to go. Showed a burst of speed, hit the outside, and he went. So here's an I formation. And Elijah Woods, the deep back.
It's like a little pistol, maybe.
Looks like a pistol set. 1st and 10. Curran in motion. Here's Woods, zigs and zags, maybe even zooms, falls forward for a gain of 2, maybe 3. Going to bring up a 2nd and 7. That's what we saw that we didn't see a lot of last year, was that kind of extra yardage for the Spy Ponders, and you did see it there with Woods.
Saw Woods before the game. It looked like he's put a little weight on, a little muscle on in the offseason. And that time, you're right, Scott, he did fall forward. He's a senior now, and he's a good athlete, good runner. The Ponders expecting big things from him this year.
They sure are. 2nd and a long 6. Here's Woods again over the left-hand side. Bounces out to the outside, now cuts it back to the inside. Zigging and zagging and zooming goes Elijah Woods over the 40 to the 39, and a 1st down for the Spy Ponders.
Wow, great job by Woods. He got the edge, carrying the ball with his left hand, and did also a good job kind of reading the field and cutting back at just the right time.
There's a saying, Rob, I heard recently that I really think is very apropos here for Woods. There's a saying that says sophomores want to play, juniors want to start, and seniors want to win.
Fantastic.
And you have here a senior in Woods, and we get a timeout right off the bat, which will allow a couple things to happen. We'll extrapolate a little bit more on Woods being a senior, and what that kind of means to a team to have a senior a team that's full of juniors but has a senior in a key position.
So when I was a sophomore broadcaster, I broadcast a freshman game, and Elijah Woods was the leader of the team, and he's bringing a little bit of swagger and confidence with him, and you're right, Scott. Let's see if that whether that can kind of lead this team on opening night.
Well, 1st and 10 for the Spy Ponders. The Falcons used one of their 5 timeouts per team per half right there. Here's Bowler on a little fake. He's got his man.
Flag down.
Flag on the play. It's connected to Jacob Marini. We'll see what the laundry in the field says. Somebody broke the rules somewhere and stripes was all over it. And it would appear to be a hold on your Spy Ponders. So what would have been a first down will turn into a 1st and 20. And Rob, last year we were like a broken record with these penalties with the Spy Ponders, especially on drives. We've said it for years. What are penalties?
Drive killers.
They're drive killers. They're drive killers. And turnovers are?
Game killers.
They're game killers. Game killers. The professor 2 for 2 off the bat. So that's a spot foul, so it's not going to be 1st and 20. They're going to say that hold took place probably about 10 yards downfield. So it's going to be a 1st and 10 again for the Spy Ponders. High snap. Bowler's going to keep it over the left-hand side. Here goes Bowler. Zigging, zagging, and zooming. Ball comes out, I think, late, though. He's already down. And Bowler right there over the C gap that time rumbles for our first down. Rob, tell us, the viewers, a little bit about what the difference between the A gap, the B gap, and the C gap.
So the A gap is between the center and the guard. B gap between the guard and the tackle. And the C gap between the tackle and the tight end. And Bowler's showing some very fancy footwork there. And as we have a look at the replay, look at Bowler cutting back, reading the field, putting his head down. Got a 20-yard gain for Adam Bowler.
Very fleet of foot Bowler. So 1st and 10. Here's Woods running hard. He slips a tackle, running hard. Plows his way down to about, looks like about the 24.
Very significant there, Scott, from a couple of different standpoints.
Excuse me, the 14. Excuse me, Rob. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, one is you always want to get 6 yards on first down, particularly in the red zone, because that opens up the playbook, and now they can pass or run on second and 4. And then secondly, when we see those running plays have success, you saw them set up a play action pass and then set up a fake that Adam Bowler kept. So when you have a successful running game, that sets up all the other plays to work.
So wide open playbook here. Look out for El Yunsi out of the tight end position. This time they're going to give it to Curran. Big play, Curran cuts to the outside, then puts his head down, plows his way for a first down. The Spy Ponders will have 1st and goal from the 4. Cully Curran being the hammer and not the nail on that play.
Getting Curran going early. You know, a lot of Ponders touching the ball on this first drive, and the Ponders are executing very well. The mark of a good camp to start the season.
And you can see the Cambridge front 4 there, huffing and puffing. They've been taking a pounding early. Here's a 1st and goal for your Spy Ponders. Playbook is wide open. They can do anything here. And there goes Woods over the left-hand side. That time, a little bit of a counter, but maybe a little bit too much time taken there between the operation of the snap and the handoff.
Yeah, there was a lot going on that play, wasn't it? But you're right, Scott. The Ponders are showing that they can control the line of scrimmage against this mighty big Cambridge Rindge Latin team.
I'll tell you what's opening up right now is a little fake and a little pop pass to Marini. He's going to be wide open if he just takes 5 steps and turns around. There's Marini is right now is at the tight end on the right of your screen. Be wide open if he just takes 3 steps and turns around. There he is. We're going to throw it. It's intercepted. It's intercepted. It's intercepted, intended that time for Sam Swift. See what happened here.
looked to me like the Ridgeland is playing a version of the kind of bend but don't break defense. They're not trying to really pressure Bowler big time, but they're dropping a lot of guys into coverage. And when you only have kind of 4 yards of field and then 10 yards of end zone, that's a lot of defenders in that space. And that time, Bowler tossed it into a heavily defended area.
Yeah, and it was Troy Nickens that got the interception there. Read Bowler's pass really well. I'm a little bit surprised they went with the sprint out there. I kind of thought Marini would have been open with a nice little pop pass, but maybe I was wrong all around. It looked like they had that play well defended through the pass. Okay, so here is Jovan Harding at quarterback. And the little scat back number 5 is Jimmy Dorlean. And Dorlean runs out to about the 8-yard line. Good first down run. They'll go no huddle.
Harding is a tall kid. We saw in warm-ups that he has a big arm. They look like they spread the field.
Here's Dorlean again, this time on a counter. He's tripped up by Victor Lopez, but he gets a first down. And Dorlean looks good off the bat, and he'll come out of the game, and he's replaced right off the bat by 26, who we do not have in our program. They're going quick, no huddle. Little rollout, little pitch.
Oh, intercepted.
And what's good for the goose is good for the gander, and a bing and a bang and a boom. Cully Curran says, you can intercept our quarterback, but we can intercept yours. Bing, bang, boom, Cully Curran.
Cully Curran reading the play here. Let's see if we can see it again. No, ball, all over at that time. What's the quarterback's name, Scott? Number
Jovan
11.
Harding.
Jovan Harding sprinted out and just tossed it right to Cully Curran. It looked like Cully Curran was the intended receiver that time. Curran must have been surprised to see the ball coming to him, but he knew enough to kind of catch it, and the Potters are back in business.
They're back in business. Here they go, 1st and 10 from the 27. See if they stick back to the ground here. Both quarterbacks have had no success when they've rolled out. In fact, they're over 2 with 2 interceptions. Here's Curran. Why not Curran? Here's Curran. Why not? There's Cully Curran over the outside. And I'll tell you something about this Curran. He's got a nose for a big play. He's got a nose for the football. He's got a nose for the end zone.
Yeah, he does, and he has a nose for contact. He likes to put his helmet down and finish off runs. And that time, Elijah Woods, kind of all 5'10" of Elijah Woods was leading the sweep and laid a big block to spring Curran for a couple extra yards.
A big run on first down. That's one thing we've seen all game long so far for the Spy Ponders is excellent yardage on first down, which really opens the playbook for second down. So it'd be second and about 4, long 4 from the 21 for the Spy Ponders. Here's Bowler and a keeper. He's got room. He's going to zig and zag and zoom. He's going to go all the way into the end zone. Goes Adam Bowler. Bing, bang, boom. Spy Ponders strike early.
23-yard run by Adam Bowler. Blew through a gap. We got the replay here. Watch Bowler just turn on the Jets. Wasn't even touched until he was already into the end zone. Wow, good job by the front 6 of the Spy Ponders.
Great job by the front 6. Bowler did just what he's supposed to do, and that's after he hits the gap, hit the outside. By the time he was running to the outside, he was in pay dirt in the outside. And with 4:35 left, the Spy Ponders take a 6-0 lead. And it was looked that Sam Swift is going to try the extra point. Swift's kick is up, and the kick is good. And with 4:35 left in the first quarter, your Spy Ponders strike first and lead it 7-0. And Rob Anthony, a little bit of a mistake early, but if they collect themselves, the big interception, and then right into pay dirt.
that is really a swing of emotions in a very short time. And the Ponders on offense have been executing exceptionally well, getting done everything I think that they're trying to get done. They've got the run working to the left, they've got the run working to the right, and they've used the run to set up keepers by Adam Bowler, and that none bigger than that last touchdown play. And you know, Bowler showed some speed.
Showed some real speed. He did. I'll tell you something. He's gotten faster from last year. I mean, there's just no doubt about it. Whether it's faster in his mind and his body, probably a combination of both. But he is moving faster on the field than last year. No doubt about it.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting you say that, Scott. I think in his mind, the game moves slower. And when the games move slower, he can react faster. He is clearly not intimidated by Friday Night Lights here tonight.
So a terrible decision there by Tariq Lacona, who if he lets that ball go out of bounds, that's a penalty in the Spy Ponders, and they're kicking it again from 10 yards back. But he, early season jitters for Tariq, and he just caught a ball that was going right out of bounds. What do you think happened there?
God, I don't know. And if the ball goes out of bounds, they get it at what? They re-kick or they get it at the 40?
Well, it's a re-kick. It should be at the 40 if you ask me. That's the way it is at every other level of football. But in high school, it's a 10-yard penalty and re-kick. So,
yeah,
at any rate,
either way, he's sorry he fielded that.
Yeah, he fielded it at the 18. A no-no. But everyone's got early season jitters. We got them up here. Some of the Spy Ponders have them, and now we see some of the Falcons got them, and it's 7-0. And we'll see what Mr. Harding has in store for the Falcons. There's a ball in the air. And a little bit of serendipity there for Harding. Ball went flying up in the air. I guess you'd call that a fumble. He caught it and was tackled for a loss of 6.
I didn't see what happened, Scott. Was that a problem with the exchange, or was it kind of a muffed handoff, or could you tell from our angle?
Well, certainly, Professor, anytime the ball goes flying straight up in the air when I'm trying to hand it off, something went wrong with the exchange, because I doubt that's what they were planning. So I would say muffed exchange.
Muffed exchange. A muffed exchange, folks. Not what they were looking to do.
No, the opposite of what they were looking to do.
And now we have a timeout.
Timeout on the floor.
Cambridge Rindge is a little bit confused.
Well, they're a little bit just like we were up here, whether that was a handoff or not. I think everybody's a little bit confused. Anytime you hand the ball off and the ball ends up popped up 10 feet in the air, I think it throws everybody off a little bit.
Yeah.
Especially the team that was trying to hand the ball off, and the ball ended up sky high. So
it looked like a tennis serve. The ball was being tossed up, or you know, a set in volleyball. Somebody needed to jump up and spike it.
I'll tell you, I've been around football for a long time. I've seen a lot of miscues and handoffs. I've never seen one pop 10 yards up straight up in the air. Yeah. And then, I mean, honestly, I think it's a completed pass, right? I mean, he's trying to hand it off. He lost control of it, but he lost control of it. I don't know. Whatever.
Maybe it was a design play. Oh, look at that.
And Harding, I think they better take that rollout pass away from Harding. He doesn't look too strong. Threw it there into, I don't know, I guess nobody. Maybe intended for number 66, John Bowen, when it should have been intended for number 4, Cyrus Singh. And it'll be a 3rd and 15.
Cambridge Rindge runs a spread offense, a 4-receiver set, wide splits on the front line.
He's got time. Nice little throw there. Wow. I'll tell you, the spiral looked good, but the pass was a little bit erratic.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got a good arm, and he had a good time there.
He's got a very good arm. You know, for a quarterback, getting off to a good start is very, very important. And the Ponders were smart getting Bowler off to a start with a little 5-yard pass to the tight end. That was a completion, and so Bowler can kind of feel the game coming to him and get comfortable. Poor Harding is being asked to toss the ball 30 yards downfield, and he's going to have a hard time getting comfortable with that kind of play.
Well, he sure is. And Rob, I'm a little bit confused. You know, we sometimes, because we're up here and we're a little holier than that, we second guess coaching, and You know, I gotta. If I had a question to ask the Rindge coach, it would be: you had success running the ball in 3 consecutive plays, and your next 4 plays are pass plays. I'm a little confused as to what happened to the run.
And they weren't even play action.
No, it was
right.
And the ball is muffed, and up with it comes Leo Maniti. We were too busy second guessing Roy Howard, the Rindge and Latin coach, to figure out what happened. It was a muff snap, and I'll tell you, Maniti was the man on the spot. And it'll be 1st and goal for the Spy Ponders. They're in business.
Wow, things really breaking the Ponders' way early, and those turnovers that we talked about in the opener coming back to bite Cambridge Rindge hard.
Biting them hard and coming out of a timeout. So they took a timeout to try to get themselves set with exactly what they were going to do. And the timeout seemed to actually hurt them as the snap was poor. Punter was not able to field it, and Maniti was Johnny on the spot, just tackling him at the 1, and it's 1st and goal for the Spy Ponders. Let's see if they give it to the senior. And they do. He bounces to the outside, now cuts back, pulls in, and there goes Elijah Woods over the left-hand side. Big.
So the Ponders tested out that C gap early, and they went to that for the touchdown. And the senior Elijah Woods gets a taste of pay dirt.
He powers over the left-hand side. That time he was the hammer. The Falcon was the nail, a couple of them even, and he pounded his way into the end zone to give the Spy Ponders a 13-0 lead. And now Sam Swift will try to make it 14-0 with Peter Roach holding. Swift gives a nod to say, snap that ball. Here it comes. The kick is up. And the kick is good. And with 3:38 left in the first quarter, your Arlington Spy Ponders could not have asked for a better start as they jump out to a 14-0 lead. And Rob, what a start for the Spy Ponders.
Fantastic. You know, the story of the game so far has been the Rindge Latin turnovers, but the Ponders have forced those turnovers with, aggressive defense. They're really executing on both sides of the ball. Let's talk about the scoring. 14-0, 23-yard run by Adam Bowler, after the big interception by Curran to start the scoring at 4:35, put the Ponders up 7-0, and there we just saw the 3-yard run by Elijah Woods with 3:38 in the quarter to make the score 14-0.
So back to return for Rindge is Tariq Lacona, who had a little bit of a mental error last time. We'll see if he can make up for it. Tariq's a good player. And they're going to try to kick into that dead zone again. It's worked. This time it's picked up by Yaheem Harding. And Yaheem, I wonder if it's the brother of Jovan Harding.
So, Scott, details matter on a football, and getting those details hammered down in the very first game isn't easy to do.
No.
And you see it on special teams, and we've had 2 special teams plays by the Ponder. And on the return, they set up a perfect wall for El Yunsi to run behind. And on their 2 kicks, they've had called plays to kick to a specific spot and have set up the coverage to respond to that. They've kicked it right where they've wanted to, and they've covered the way they've want to. And those details have accounted for this 14-0 lead for the Ponders.
They sure have. 1st and 10 for the Falcons. Here's a little pitch, a little catch, a little swing pass this time. Stumbling and bumbling and mumbling goes Andrew Anelius, and that's a nice little play for the Falcons. Anelius showing some speed.
Yeah, I like that play. Again, that's the kind of play that's going to get Harding off and get him comfortable in the game. 6-7 yard gain. They wish they'd have gone that early.
Well, that time Anelius got off. This time it is Julian getting some of his, and he falls over to about the 50, and that'll be a first down for the Falcons. Now the Falcons are moving the ball. Back and forth we go.
As I have it, that's the second first down of the game for the Falcons.
This time a little swing pass again, and he's got room, is Anelius. And I'll tell you, Anelius has got some speed, especially on the outside of that little swing pass.
Yeah, he's a big kid, too. He can run. He looks strong. I'm surprised we haven't seen that yet. It looks like there's a flag, though. It's going to be another spot foul. It looks like they're calling a hold.
Yeah, they're going to call a hold, another spot foul, so it's going to go back about, it occurred about 10 yards downfield, so they'll bring it back 10 yards. It'll be first and about 10, well, maybe, yeah, I guess about first and 10, so here we go. So all that for nothing. Clock rolls, 2:30 left in the first quarter. Little pump fake. He's got a man wide open. And the pass is complete. A beautiful catch there by Cyrus Singh. And Singh went up and got that ball.
Singh got behind the defense. It looked like a cover 2 defense, and he got in the seam between the cornerback and the safety that was over the top. And what a nice strike by Harding to kind of find him. About a 40, 45-yard pass, tight spiral.
Little pump fake right there by Harding. Wow, Harding struggled early. Looks strong right now. Here's Harding going to keep it himself up the middle, zigging and zagging and zooming, and now plowing his way down to the 4. Goes Jovan Harding, the senior. And, Rob, I'll tell you, this is a brand-new Harding.
Yeah, the Ridgeland is saying, hey, wait a second. You're burying us kind of early up there. We know how to play football, too. They're looking like a powerful offense on this drive.
They sure are. Roy Howard is telling us to pipe down up there. I know what I'm doing. I'm going to start calling some great plays. Harding says, I'm a senior. I want to win. Low snap. Little pitch. It's incomplete.
That was a little bit of a timing play, and the timing was lost when the snap was low. And Ponders had clogged up the middle. There wasn't a whole lot that Harding could do with that ball.
So second and goal from the 4.
It's like we have high-definition coverage this year.
Over the left-hand side, wrapped up, beautiful wrap-up by Bowen. But I'll tell you, Julian stretching for extra yardage there.
That looked like
power against power.
PBR, professional bull riding right there. Toughest 8 seconds in sport. Bowen against Julian, and there was some bucking there. I think Bowen got the best of it.
Third and goal from the 2. A little pitch, incomplete. Had a man for a second there. It was going to be intended for Anelius, and he just wisely threw the ball away.
Nice coverage that time for the Ponders. Harding tried to give a little pump fake, and the Ponders didn't bite. And ultimately they were able to defend that play because they maintained composure.
So here's a huge play early in the ball game for the Spy Ponders. 4th and goal from the 2. Harding barks out the signals. Little pitch, and he throws it high. Incomplete. Intended for Cyrus Singh, and the Spy Ponders hold on.
Wow, big goal line stand for the Spy Ponders. That's going to give the defense some momentum there. And, while we're in the questioning business, you might question going to the air that time on 4th and 2, but you know what? We'll take it that time. Harding had to fire the ball kind of over the head of the receiver, And now they're making the Spy Ponters come back and go 98 yards.
They're going to make them go 98 yards, and the Spy Ponters see if they're up to the task. Elijah Woods looked like a senior leader last time he touched the football, rumbling in the end zone to give him a 14-0 lead. There's another high snap. Bowler's going to try to carry it over the A-gap. He's going to get absolutely nowhere. Wrapped up, a nice tackle there by Peter Lee Dorlian Jr.
I tell you, nice job by Bowler that time, grabbing that snap. This is one part of the field where you don't want to see, muffed exchange, as we saw on the other side of the field with the Falcons.
One thing the Spy Ponters, and Rob, for the life of me, we haven't really been able to ascertain whether this high snap is by design or an error. There's a little pitch and a little catch, a nice catch to Cully Curran. Falls over the 7 to about the 8. Nice little pitch and catch there with Curran.
Yeah. And, it's interesting you raise that, Scott, because maybe the higher snap is coached. That time we saw the ball delivered right to the pocket of Bowler, and he could unload quickly to Curran. It's like in basketball, you want to put the pass right to the shooting hand of the receiver. That time we saw the snap go right into the pocket of Bowler.
Yeah, they call that the shot pocket. I mean, that's, I guess, the pass pocket for a quarterback. I got to be completely honest with you. I'm showing a little naivete. I've never really heard of a snap being snapped to the pass pocket, but
it makes sense.
It makes sense, and it's kind of what we're looking at here. I keep saying high snap, high snap, high snap. After a while, I'm saying to myself, maybe that's not a high snap. Maybe that's where they want that football. They want it right up in his pass pocket. And, when it happens again and again and again, you can say to yourself, it's not a high snap. It's what they're trying to do.
Yeah, the game is really evolving, and the complexity of the game used to be at the pro level. It penetrated the college level, where you saw kind of basketball on grass take over on the college level with simultaneous reads by the quarterback and the receiver, and a lot of motion, spread offenses. And now we're seeing at the high school level the Falcons run this kind of sophisticated spread, maybe a little too much for them to start the ball game. And it wouldn't be surprising to me if, at the high school level, we're seeing them coach snaps to the pass pocket.
Absolutely. In football, more than anything else, innovation comes from everywhere. And a lot of times you'll actually see it come up, meaning it starts at the high school and goes up, as opposed to almost every other sport where it starts from the top and goes down.
Yeah.
But in football, it comes from anywhere. It might start from the middle and go down and then back up. Might start from the top and go down, and it might start from the middle. Here's a 3rd and 7. Little pitch and a little catch there. Curran again, he's got a first down. That's a big play for the Spy Ponters as they open the second quarter, leading 14-0.
Excellent play by Bowler there, picking out the right receiver, keeping it simple for Bowler, little flood pattern. So they put a receiver out short, medium, and long, and asked Bowler to pick out the open guy. And that time he found Curran wide open for a nice little pitch and catch.
Well, when I was a quarterback, I always did best with the KISS method, KISS, keep it simple, stupid. And the more simple it was for me, the better I did. This time Bowler, Woods goes absolutely nowhere, wrapped up by a couple of angry Falcons. He seems to be a little bit upset because maybe he got tackled a little bit high. But nonetheless, it'll be a loss of about 4, 2nd and 14 for the Spy Ponters.
Cambridge defense has some size up front, and the nose guard is particularly kind of fire hydrant, and the Ponters aren't going to get them on every play.
So here's 2nd and 14. There's Bowler stepping into a throw. I'll tell you, that pass looks nice. It's complete. It's Adam Ilyunsi, and I'll tell you, this Bowler, we said last year he struggled a bit throwing to his right-hand side, and he looks good.
Yeah, and that's that little 7-yard out. It takes about a 30-yard pass on a line to complete that, and he showed some arm there. And give the offensive line for the Potters credit too. I don't think Bowler has really been touched tonight, and they're opening, they're opening holes at will.
So third, it brings up a third and very manageable 5. Good runner pass here. Here's Bowler. He can run and pass. A little pitch, a little catch. This time it's to Woods, and he's got a first down over the 40, about the 43. And Rob, here comes a replay. You can tell us what happened here.
Looks like another little flood. Three receivers to choose from, and he found Elijah Woods. And Elijah Woods showing multiple skills here, running and now catching the football.
So the clock rolls, or was about to roll, with 8:43 left in the first half. And Rob, where a drive started at their own 2, they're already out to the 40. This is already a successful drive.
They're executing extremely well. Really a whole variety of plays.
1st and 10. Looks like a little option there. I'll tell you something. That play was to Woods. Joey Pazia on the carry. Joey Pazia making an impact here. Now, Pazia on the carry, but Rob, I'll tell you what that looked to me. That looked like a true option. I think he could have pulled that out if he wanted. When in years past, we've seen that the option be predetermined.
Yeah, they're letting the leash out a little bit for Adam Bowler, perhaps.
He looks
giving a little more responsibility. He looks like a leader out there.
He looks phenomenal. Phenomenal. 2nd and 2. Long 2. 2nd and 3. Here's Bowler. He'll roll out. Got a nice blocking run if he wants. He does. Does a little jitterbug. Out of bounds. The little Mr. Bojangles. And he soft shoes it right out of bounds. Goes Bowler.
And the Potters are moving the chains. Can't find a receiver. Curran calling him forward, saying, run, 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 run. Bowler listened, and that was the right decision. Little shades of Frank Roach there a little bit from Adam Bowler. You see some Frank Roach?
Absolutely.
In the way he plays?
Yeah, this is a different player. This kid's bigger, stronger, faster, smarter. What else do you want? This is a different player. And that's the difference between a sophomore and junior a lot of times, but usually not this much of a gap. He looks phenomenal.
Yeah.
So 1st and 10, clock rolls. Coming up on 7:20 left in the half. Here comes Curran in motion. And here's Woods stumbling and bumbling and mumbling, and a 6-yard gain for Woods.
I think they've had nice gains on every single first down, which is exactly what they want to do. And when you run the ball on first down, that's what your objective is: 6 yards, 7 yards. And when I say it opens the playbook, so on 2nd down you can run and pass. Let's say you pass and you don't complete the pass, you still have 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4, which means that you can run or pass again. That's why it's so important to get a real nice first down, as opposed to getting stopped on first down. Now you have 2nd and 10, and you really have to throw the ball maybe twice.
So here's 2nd and a long 4, short 5 for Bowler out of the pistol set. Clock rolls, coming up on 6:20 left in the first half. They'll give it to Curran, and Curran goes nowhere. Wrapped up, a nice tackle there by Lovinson Felix, and Felix said, I'm sorry, Curran, not this time.
Big play by Cambridge Rindge Latin, and going to give them a little boost. And, throwing Curran for a loss and bringing up a 3rd and 9. Haven't had a lot of big plays by Cambridge Rindge Latin, but that came at a good time.
It did come at a good time, and a big question for you, Rob, is this 4-down territory? If it's 4-down territory, I'm looking at a run here to set up an easy 4th down. I don't know what.
If I'm coach?
Yeah.
It is not.
It is not. Okay. No riverboat gambler in you, Professor. 3rd and 8. Little pitch. Not a little pitch.
Oh!
Wide open. And there goes Elijah Woods waltzing into the end zone. A little seam route, and here's the replay.
Wow, Bowler spots Woods, and the two Ridge Latin players just simply run into each other, and Woods was wide open. Nice pass by Bowler, nice catch by Woods, and kind of almost an easy 44-yard touchdown. Don't see a lot of those.
Whoa, well, here I am saying pitch and catch. He's throwing the ball 35 yards down the field. I shouldn't have said pitch and catch. It was a beautiful spiral. It was a bomb on a seam route.
And
what a play.
And the safety, the safety made a kind of a kamikaze play on the ball, and that really cost him. He probably should have tried to defense that. Instead, he went for it, and it made him look, quite frankly, a little bit silly.
So here's the extra point. The kick is up, and the kick is good. And Sam Swift goes 3 for 3, and your Spy Ponders have just shown a cornucopia of skills, running the ball, passing the ball, intercepting the football, fourth down stop. They've shown it all.
They have. I mean, let's look at the scoring. So we have a 23-yard run by Bowler, a 3-yard power run by Elijah Woods, and a 44-yard pass from Bowler to Woods. 3 different ways to score. You know, let's take stock. So you come into a first game of the season and you wonder what style of football is the team going to play? What are they going to show? What are they going to have? Well, they're showing a lot.
I'm stunned. I'm stunned at the level of improvement from last year. And I don't care how good or bad Cambridge Rindge Latin might end up being this season. This is a Division I football team, period, end of story. And anytime you're executing against any Division I football team, things are going well for you.
Kicked it to the up back again. Content to have Cambridge Rindge start on the 35, this time the 40-yard line, and they're avoiding the big game there. They must have sniffed out something in the Cambridge Rindge Latin return game, and there's somebody that they're concerned about returning the football.
Could be, Rob, but you know that we've discussed this for a couple years now with Coach Gendron, and nobody's a bigger Coach Gendron supporter than me. But the one thing that I have not always seen eye to eye with him or been a little bit confused at is the willingness to short kick and give the other team good field position. But I guess he just does not want, under any circumstance, to give up that big play.
Yeah.
So here's 1st and 10 for Rindge and Harding. Here's that little swing pass. This time it's incomplete. Again, it was intended for Anelis, and Anelis has shown some big play capability.
2nd and 10, Cambridge.
See if Cambridge Rindge Latin can respond with a 60-yard drive of their own. 5 minutes left in the second quarter. About the perfect time for them to try to control the clock and get into the end zone. They would dearly love to not go down 21-zip. Not going to halftime 21-zip.
No, it's not. And I'll tell you, this Harding has a really nice arm, but he just really lacks some accuracy. You know, the ball comes out. I mean, it looks tight, hard spiral, but it's 4 or 5 yards off target.
Yeah. Well, I think they may be asking him to do a little bit too much. I mean, keeping it simple for Bowler. Single receiver that time in Woods, or the flood pattern, or the timing pattern. A lot going on for the Falcons here.
Well, here's Harding running the ball. He zigs and zags and zooms. He gets a first down and more. So Harding shows with his legs. Spy Ponders are saying they have the football. I'll tell you, if we have a replay of that, I'd love to see it, because I'll tell you, I don't think Harding had that football all the way to the end. Let's see what we got here.
They're not giving it a fumble. They're giving it back to the Falcons.
So they're going to say progress was stopped, but obviously the Spy Ponders just took the football.
They just took it away from him. Like a loaf of bread. That's
Yeah.
mine.
Yeah,
Give me that.
You got to carry that with a little bit more urgency, Mr. Harding. Football is gold. So the Spy Ponders will take a timeout here. They'll give me a time, 4:45, give you a time to give my annual rant. And folks, I say this every year. It's one of the things that confuses me the most out of any MIAA rule that I've ever come across in football. Are you ready for it, Professor? Are you ready?
Let's hear it.
In football, in MIAA action,
Yeah.
each team gets 5 timeouts.
How many? You got to say that again.
5 timeouts per team per half.
Wait. So that's 10 timeouts per half?
10 timeouts per half, 20 per game. And since timeouts don't carry over into the second half, what is your incentive to do?
Use it or lose it?
Use it or lose it. So you're incentivized to use all 10 in the first half. And when it's 68 and balmy like tonight, we could sit here and Spy Ponders up 21. We'll sit here all night and laugh about the timeouts.
But when it's 32?
When it's 32 degrees and the Spy Ponders are down 21, I'm not such a happy camper. 1st and 10 for the Falcons. Over the left-hand side goes Julian.
So the Ponders secondary is doing a real nice job also, and they're playing quite deep now. Elijah Woods is playing corner. Cully Curran out there at safety. We've got Victor Lopes, the senior defensive back, playing safety. We'll see who's on the far side.
Here's Harding. He's got some time, makes it himself. That pass is incomplete, and after the play, Curran's got a little something to say.
And Ilyuwinsi is the weak side cornerback, doing an outstanding job, and they're falling back. I don't want to call it a prevent, but they're falling back very, very deep, and probably leaving some space in the middle for Rindge Latin, but the Rindge Latin is just not finding it.
3rd and 8. Here's Harding. Got time. He's had time all day. He's going up top. And that pass is incomplete in a double coverage there. Ilyuwinsi and Lopez. And
nice job by Ilyuwinsi, kind of keeping the receiver in front of him. We'll to the inside of him. We'll see it there. And he forced the receiver into his help coverage, the safety Lopez, and looks like we're not going to see that. But once again, a good job by the Ponders secondary. That's what the defensive backs are kind of coached up to do.
So the Falcons will punt, and poison is the call, which means get away, get away. Cully Curran was the closest to it, and the Spy Ponders will take over 1st and 10 from their 20. As we're serenaded with some classic rock as usual. Who's
Come
this?
together.
Who's this?
Got a little Aerosmith.
Aerosmith covering
the Beatles,
covering
of course.
The Beatles, of course.
Urging the fans to come together. Nice crowd here tonight on this beautiful fall Friday. Enjoying the home team and so far a high-scoring first half for the good guys.
1st and 10 for the good guys. 3:50 left in the first half. Spy Ponders lead 21-0. There's Bowler. I'll tell you, that was a belly option, true option. Rob, tell us what we mean by a true option instead for as opposed to a pre-read.
Well, so a pre-read is when it's been determined up front whether he's going to give the ball to the running back or he's going to keep the ball. A true option is when he reads the defense, and if the defender chooses to go after the halfback, then he keeps it. If the defender chooses to go after the quarterback, he gives it to the halfback. That play happened fast, kind of tough to tell, which of those it was that time.
That had the smell of a true option to me. I could be wrong, but that really felt like a true option to me. Here's Bowler rolling out. Little pitch, little catch. He's done this all night long. Finding the receiver. That time it's Jacob Marini. A little pitch and a little catch.
Yeah, love that. Let's see this. Little rollout. Throws the ball well, run into his right, and put it in the spot where Marini could catch it. But if Marini didn't catch it, it was going to be low and away, and no defender's going to get to it. Yeah, they roll Bowler out like that, and he can see the field very, very well when that happens. That's clearly something that Ponders like and are going to try and do a lot this season.
1st and 10 from the 27 for the Spy Ponders. I'm sure they're very content to go into the halftime up 21-0. There's a wide snap. Bowler collects himself. He's going deep. Had a man there. Intended for Adam Ilyuinsi, and Ilyuinsi had some room behind.
So let's see. He throws that. Gets it about 45 yards, so that was kind of a nice toss. Maybe quacked a little, and Ilyuinsi was kind of smart to just come back and bat it down. That one was up for grabs a little bit.
So 2:19 left in the half. It's 2nd and 10 for the Spy Ponders. See if they keep it on the ground here to get this clock rolling a little bit towards the halftime, though. Last thing they want to do is give up points before the half. I'm sure they'd love to tack on a little bit more. So we'll see their level of greed, and it's very high. Oh, screen. I love a little screen. I love a little screen. I love a little screen. Unfortunately, it doesn't go anywhere. Sniffed out by the Falcons. But, I love a little screen.
Oh, such a sharp play call, too. Unfortunately, it didn't work. That time, the screen, it looked like Woods got a little bit ahead of his blocker. So while the Ponders have been executing very, very well tonight, I think that working on that screen is something you'll see them do in practice next week.
Well, I'll tell you something. You start completing those 5-6 yard passes to one side, you throw a screen back the other side. If you have those guys doing post routes or out routes, I mean, you'll have a guy run forever.
Yeah.
If you run at the right time.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's one of the reasons I haven't been able to run it in the recent past. I mean, we haven't been able to complete 5-7 yard outs.
Got it. Yep. Good call.
Doesn't really set up your screen much for you.
Good call.
So here is 3rd and 7. This time they will keep it on the ground, conservative. Here's Woods. He's got the first down and more. There he goes to 50, there to the 40, and no one's going to catch him. There he goes, and a bang, and a bang, and a boom. Elijah Woods, another touchdown.
Wow, 70-yard run by Elijah Woods on 3rd and 10. Ponders would have been content just to get the edge and get 7-8 yards and kick it away, but no, they sealed the edge. And look at Woods go. Struggling for paved dirt, outruns everybody, finds the end zone for the second time this game, once from 3 yards and that time from 70.
Wow, Woods showing his speed. He hit the edge there, and it became a foot race between him and the free safety, and he just blew the doors off the free safety and waltzed into the end zone untouched. Only player to go down on that play was Adam Bowler, who tripped handing the ball off. Here's the kick, and Swift's kick is up, and the kick is good, and with $1.05 left in the half, your Spy Ponders have opened up a commanding, a surprising, and a dominating 28-0.
Wow, great start for the Spy Ponders. And Woods that time. I mean, do you have information on whether Woods runs track? He looks like he runs the 100-yard dash.
Wow.
W-O-W.
W-O-W. I mean, he hit the edge there and was the fastest player on the field by a wide margin. When you run a handoff over the for the edge and you don't get touched going to the end zone, you're both quick and the other team's a little bit slow to react.
Well, I was taking a note, and I looked up, and Woods was at about the 40-yard line, and it looked to me like 3 Falcons had an angle on him, and they didn't take the right angle because, man, he turned on the jets, and he just outran everybody.
You know, when you see multiple players take the wrong angle on a football player, it means one of two things. Multiple players don't understand the speed of a football player, or that football player is faster than an average football player.
Or both.
Or both, but usually, you know, when three players usually don't make that mistake.
Yeah.
It usually means you got an extraordinarily fast football player.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't expect Woods to be this fast. I don't think anybody did.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
When he hit that corner.
Look at that. I mean, you know, so from where he is, he has to run 20, 25 yards just to get to the edge.
Right.
Just to get to the edge.
It's a handoff, not a pitch.
Right. I mean, it doesn't surprise anybody. I mean, they can kind of see him coming and figure out what angle they want to take, right? And they were all wrong.
Oh, wrong. Way wrong. So now they're a little bit out of sorts, and I can see why. Anytime you get, I'll tell you, anytime anyone runs how many yards was that, Rob?
That was a 70-yard.
Anyone runs a 70-yard sweep off a handoff, untouched, everybody in your team is spooked a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody is.
Yeah.
Everyone's a little bit taken back. Everyone's saying to themselves, what's going on here?
Yeah, you look at the Ridge Latin, perspective, and this is a devastating first half. If you're Ridge Latin, you're just glad this is on the road, and your student body doesn't have to see this.
Way to cut to the chase, Mr. Professor. That's
Are you allowed to do that? Say that on Community Access TV?
We sure, yeah, sure.
Okay, I said it. I said it.
No doubt. No, I mean, it's true.
Yeah,
it's true. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, that's exactly what it is. You know, you don't want your opening night to be 28-0 at the half. Maybe be 28-7 if they get when to connect here, but I don't think so. I'll tell you, I keep saying it. Hardy's got a good arm. He's just not very accurate.
Yeah.
And it would be a little bit nicer for Rindge if I could say he was a junior, but he's not. He's a senior.
Yeah.
They're going to need him to improve.
Yeah.
No?
Well, and I think they're going to need to figure out what he can and can't do and what his limits are, because hucking one kind of 50-yard bomb into double coverage after another is not setting the young man up for success, I don't think.
No, it isn't. Not at all. Here he goes with another one. And we laugh, but so clock will stop for first down at 12 seconds. We laugh that we're not setting them up for success, but that does set them up.
But that does
there it is.
Receiver, just go to the middle of the zone, find a spot, sit down. Right.
He doesn't have to think.
Boom.
Boom. There
right
it is.
There. Boom.
Boom. Not thinking. He's throwing. He's doing what he can do. That's what he can do. Throw a nice, hard, crisp pass when he doesn't have to think about it.
Yeah.
And they get a timeout here.
Y'all gotta wake up. Wake up! Wake up! Nick's wife Vicky has set you straight. Nick sells cars at Brigham and Gill, Dodge, Chrysler, and Natick.
So Rindge will take one of their 5 timeouts.
And how many do they get in a half, Scott?
You're baiting me. 5
they
per
get
team.
5 per team
per
for
half.
the game, though.
No. Baiting. You're baiting.
I'm baiting.
Yes, you are.
I'm baiting.
Yes, you are. You know the week I've had. Something's gonna
Want to see my scar?
Yeah.
Want to see my scar?
Brutal. Brutal. We've taken beatings this week, the two of us. But this is healing our wounds. This is healing our wounds.
What is going on here?
This is a little bit of a Doug Flutie type.
Oh, too bad for
the
Falcons.
Look Let's see what happened there.
Oh, I think he just dropped it. So we do have Doug Flutie. He's running around. Time for one play. Got to get it in the end zone. Here we go. Quack, quack.
That's Doug Flutie.
Oh, he had the ball.
Oh, Phelan. You got to come down with that, Phelan.
He came down with it. It looked like it banged off his thigh or something.
So, Rob,
I feel bad for him.
I feel bad for him, too, because it was a well-executed play. And what a half for the Spy Ponders. Rob, we're going to take a break right now. So when we come back, we'll talk about what we like for the second half. We'll recap the first half and might even have a little visit from Arlington Athletic Director Melissa Dugalecki. Grab a bag of chips, pop a Coke, and we'll see you back in a little bit. And we're back. We're lucky to have with us, which we've had, I believe, now for 4 years in a row, Melissa Dugalecki, the athletic director for Arlington High School. Melissa, tell us a little bit about what's going on in the wonderful fall sports.
Yeah, it has been a great start to the school year and to the season. Something so unique and exciting about the fall season is that it kicks off the year, right? It starts the energy, it sets the tone, and for a lot of the kids, their first experience back at the high school is on the field, right? Because we started August 18th, so well before school started. It's been great. They've been working hard. They were working hard all summer, and it's just been really fun to see.
It's great to see. I, as a parent, am experiencing it for the first time, and my daughter, who goes to Winchester, had a wonderful experience with the fall sport. What are your numbers this year for the fall sports?
We were just about 500 registered athletes for the fall. Yeah, it was really great. So we are continuing to grow, which is exciting. I mean, we want to have as many student athletes involved as we possibly can. It's going to make our programs better. It's just going to positively impact the community.
Well, what it does is just what you said. It creates a circle effect where everything starts feeding into each other. And now we also have the athletics night. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, sure. So I love athletics night. You know, it's a mandatory requirement of the MIAA, but really we choose to kind of reshape it and mold it so that it's a meaningful use of our time. And we bring all of the user groups together. We have the students, we have the athletes, we have parents, administrators, coaches, and really just talk about what are we going to accomplish this year. It's the only night of the entire year that every single sport, every single level, all seasons get together. So I mean, we're running over 800 games, and we're running 3 seasons, and this is the only time that we can all unite. So it was a lot of fun. We set a great tone. The captains did a great job, and we opened the sectional, state, and national championship banners. We unveiled those, and just kind of got our message out for the year.
What an exciting night! Really setting the tone, and something that just the success just seems to keep on coming with Arlington.
Well, we're hoping to continue to grow and constantly challenging every program, no matter where you're at, whether you're fighting for your first win or fighting to make tournament or looking for a league or state title, to just continually challenge themselves to grow and improve.
I think that's one of the things that I like most about Arlington Athletics is that the bar for success isn't necessarily a state title, or your bar for success is your bar for success.
Correct. And that's a great thing for life, right?
Right.
Translating it off the playing field. Yeah.
Absolutely. Melissa, as usual, hit another home run out of the park. Great start to the fall season.
Fantastic.
Football team looked great, right?
Right.
Here we go. Bing, bang, boom.
Big, bang, boom.
Thanks a lot for stopping by. Hope to see you in a couple of weeks.
Absolutely.
Great. Thanks a lot. This is Melissa Dugalecki, the wonderful award-winning athletic director for Arlington High School. We'll be back right after this. We're back. We're about to start the second half after that wonderful interview with Melissa Dugalecki. And the Spy Ponders lost the opening coin toss, and they will now kick to start the second half. And Rob, do we have any interesting tidbits from the statistics department other than our Spy Ponders being up 28?
Still working on the stats, Scott. We do have stats, though. That's wonderful. Let's recap the scoring. In the first quarter, we started.
We have started.
Get to that later.
We'll get to that later. So right off the bat, another one of those squib kicks. So we'll take over. Harding will take over 1st and 10 from about the 40. That's where they've been taking over all game. And so, Robbo, we catch our breath here a little bit. I mean, your thoughts on the first half? I mean, could this have gone any better for the Spy Ponders? I mean, is there a way it could have gone better?
No, and they executed so well on both sides of the ball. They controlled the ball. They had long drives. They put multiple plays together, which is not easy to do. Defensively, they executed the game plan. They kept the game in front of them, and the big news is they forced 3 turnovers, which was maybe what got them off to such a big start.
So here they'll go over the right-hand side. There's that little jitterbug, Jimmy Dorlean. And I'll tell you, Dorlean, he's not a bad little runner. I tell you, I'm a little surprised they haven't really gone to him more.
If you are, let's watch him here. He's quick. He gets to the edge, cuts back, and he gets about 4 yards after contact, which is what you like to see.
Yak, yak, yak. So 1st and 10. This time, the quarterback's going to keep it, and he holds the ball like a loaf of bread, and he stands up straight, and that's why he got absolutely pasted there. See, we got a replay of that. This is the definition of why you do not stand straight up, folks.
But if you're the Falcons, this is what you like to do. So you get 7-yard run on 1st down, and that sets up the quarterback keeper, keeping it simple.
There's a little pitch and a little catch, and that's out to number 15.
Little swing,
little swing pass, and I'll tell you, the Falcons have come out with a little sense of purpose here in the second half.
If you're the Falcons at halftime, you just said, hey guys, let's forget about that. Let's show some pride, and let's maybe reel it in a little bit and do what we can do.
And well, as we've seen here in this field, 28-0 is not an insurmountable lead. On the end, getting the edge this time. I'll tell you, Dorlean, he's running with a purpose here.
Yeah, he's gotten to the outside twice and to the right side twice. Again, we see Dorlean, and Ponders had a chance to get him in the backfield, but he's a little bit slippery.
He is. He's a little jitterbug back. He's small, but he's strong. Small, but he's got some power. He met Bowen at the goal line to almost a standstill.
Yeah.
There's almost a 100-pound difference between the 2 players. He's a little ball of muscle.
He knows how to use his, kind of use his body to advantage, which is what you like to see. I mean, it's interesting. I have a friend who's a NFL pro scout, and the prototype running back in the NFL is 5'10". They like those guys in the 5'10" range because they can get underneath the linebackers and use their legs and kind of move people.
Well, those that watched the Patriots game last night saw Tariq Hill, both Hill and West, the other player, both small backs. So here is a 1st and 10 for Rindge. It's another keeper this time by Harding. He zigs and zags, maybe even zooms. Gets another 4 to 5. Going to be about the 21. I'll make that the 17-yard line. So it's going to be 2nd and about 6 for Harding. Little pitch, a little catch. And that time it's Anelius. And I'll tell you, Rob, once he gets a couple of throws under his belt, Harding looks a little bit better.
Yeah, and it's they're rushing the ball. So in the stats department, they had 25 yards rushing the entire first half. They probably got about 20 yards rushing here, and that starts opening up the passing game.
Absolutely. They look good. And a lot of it's been done by Harding. Here he goes again towards the 1st down. I'll tell you, he runs straight up and down, but he's getting some yardage. Isn't he, partner?
He is, and the front line is doing some good work too for the Falcons. And again, as you see them line up here, notice the size of some of those big boys up front. They got they got some ability.
So
to
here
move
is
the pile.
a 4th down, 4th and 1. Big play in the ball game. Second 4th down. Up front they give it. And stumbling and bumbling and mumbling all the way down to the 6-yard line goes my man, Julian. I'll tell you, Jimmy Julian, this kid can play on my team any day of the week and twice on Sunday. He's tough. 1st and goal. The pitch. That's a live ball.
That's a live
That's
ball.
absolutely a live football. She's got it. Arlington says they do. And they do. They pounce on it. And it's pounced on by Leo Maniti. Let's see what happened here.
Oh, he just threw the ball backwards, and that's not a forward pass. That's a live ball. And Ponders heads up. I saw 5 gray hats going for that football, 2 white hats. That's, Ponders knew the rules and capitalized.
That's a heads-up play by the Ponders. We could tell up here that it was obviously a backward pass, but we're up, elevated, and 40 yards back. It's not always easy for the players in the field to know that that's a live ball. But what you always do in that situation, err on the side of caution, treat them all as live until you hear that whistle surely blowing, and no whistle blew.
And that's the 4th turnover of the ball game for the Falcons. And another kind of promising drive comes to a crashing halt due to the turnover.
So what have we said about turnovers at the beginning of the broadcast?
Are they game killers?
They're game killers.
God, I knew it.
1st and 10. And there is Elijah Woods.
Ball's carried by
so
Woods.
I think we got maybe a little bit of tale of 2 running backs here at the half. I think kind of Elijah Woods kind of was thinking about his press clippings of Saturday morning, and Jimmy Julian, the senior, was kind of thinking, geez, I wonder how my senior year is going to go. And kind of that's what you see is coming out here. Julian's kind of running with a little bit of purpose. And Elijah Woods, at least in the first play there, kind of slowing it down a little bit.
Ponders in the stats department rushed for 194 yards in the first half, including a 70-yard touchdown run by Woods. 194 is a lot of yards on the ground for half of high school football.
Colin Gilbert, there's a fumble by the Spy Ponders. Colin Gilbert with the wonderful stats for us, helped out with by Cam Anthony. Doing a great job on stats for us.
Yeah, very happy to have the stats that time. So the snap that time went to the pass pocket for Bowler. Unfortunately, the pass pocket is not 3 yards to his left.
Nope, unfortunately it isn't. So clock rolls, coming up on 6:10 left in the third quarter. Your Spy Ponders lead 28-0. But right now, Rob, I'm sensing the momentum is with the Cambridge Rindge Latin Falcons. Are you with me on that?
Definitely. If you're the Falcons, you're just trying to win the half. We'll see where the ball game goes, but let's win the half.
There's a low snap. Bowler running for his life. He escapes. Uses a stiff arm, runs out of bounds at about the 12, but that's going to bring up a 4th down, and they're going to have to punt the ball away. And Bowler there running for his life. Another bad snap. Now we're running for our life. Now we're punting the football back.
Yeah, the football game's broken out here.
I think a football game has broken out here. I'll tell you, we said that last year that the Spy Ponders were neophytes, and they were. But I'll tell you what they're still neophytes at, and that's winning games early in the season. And maybe at halftime they got in there, patting themselves on the back a little bit. Hey, buddy, great job for you. Oh, no, you were great, buddy. No, I'm great, and you're great. Everybody's so great. Now we come out in the second half, and, well, now we're not so great because we've been thinking about how great we were in the first half and not focus in the second half. Falcons, on the other hand, they're in the halftime saying, you stunk, I stunk, he stinks, we all stink. What can we do? Hey, let's get better. Now they come with a different kind of mindset. That's kind of what I'm seeing. Are you kind of seeing that sort of thing maybe, possibly? I mean, we're not in these halftimes, so who knows?
I'm trying to still figure out what neophytes mean. Is that P-H-Y-T-S, neophytes? How do you spell neophytes? Can somebody look that up? How do you spell neophytes?
This is a high snap.
We're going to have that.
zigging and zagging and zooming goes Xavier Vivar Moran, and Moran gets the ball down to the 30. Look at this return.
Nice
All
return.
right, we got
brings
it.
the punt.
No, Neilfights is what I have. Neilfigts. No, we're gonna do better. Neophyte, a person who is new to a subject, skill, or belief. You nailed it. You nailed it, Scott. You got the definition. I got the spelling.
Last year, we all learned what a meritocracy was. This year, we all learned what a neophyte is.
Man, this is
Each year, we learn something new for our dictionary, spelling, and vocabulary. Here we go. 1st and 10 for the Falcons. Here's Harding. A little pitch, a little catch, and that's going to be down right there. But it is a pitch and a catch. This time to Bennett. And I'll tell you, the Falcons look good. I don't know how else.
Yeah, they were going to watch this film back, and they're going to wish they reversed the halves and did the kind of ball control thing early, and then kind of let the leash out.
There's another strike. It's incomplete, and I'll tell you what they're going to really rue is the 4th and 1.
Yeah.
They pound that in. I don't know what the score is right now.
Yeah, right.
I mean, to be honest with you.
Right. Potters did a good job defensing this. Had a few hats around the ball.
Good pitch and catch, though. I mean,
Yeah.
good pitch at least.
Yep.
Hit him in a tough spot, the hands. 3rd and 8 for the Falcons. Here's Hardin, a little screen. You know I love those screens. There he goes. Zigging and zagging, zooming. Down to about the 3 goes Fernandez Ruiz.
Real nice call here by the Falcons. So the pressure came hard, and that time number 25 showing some speed. I don't know where he's been all game long, but the Potters penetrated the offense on the previous play. Falcons say, okay, create a screen.
Over the right-hand side goes Dorlian. He's pounded at about the 3. Flag on the play. See what we got here. Illegal formation against the Falcons. That's going to bring them back 5 yards. So it'll be 1st and goal from the 10. And ouch, that's got to hurt for the Falcons. I'll tell you something, Rob. 4:33 left in the 3rd quarter. They punched this in here. We got ourselves a ball game here.
Well, the Potters scored 4:35 in the 1st quarter,
right?
And put 28 points up in the half. Who's to say the Falcons can't do that?
Well, and the Falcons, their base offense is no huddle. So
right.
1st and goal for the Falcons. Here's Harding on a run pass option. Oh, that time, I tell you, it could have been picked off.
It looked like Victor Lopez really had an opportunity here. Let's see if we can see this again. Rolling to his left, tosses it, and Lopez is going to be thinking about that one tonight. Made a good read on the ball and hit him in the hands, but just couldn't hang on.
So 2nd and goal from the 11 for the Falcons. 4:16 left in the 3rd quarter. Your Spy Ponders lead 28-0. But right now, Uncle Mo is on the side of Cambridge. Here's Harding. To the 3, to the 2. I'll tell you, he runs straight up, Rob, but it's fairly effective.
And we've got some kind of the official threw a flag, and he's warning the Spy Ponder bench to get back behind the sidelines.
See what I'm talking about? Him running a little bit straight up, right? See how he's not really very straight up. Dangerous.
Yeah, he can take some punishment that way.
Oh.
Gonna have some sore ribs tomorrow.
Oh. Okay, over the right-hand side, and no signal yet, and there it is. Julian over the right-hand side pounds it in from 3 yards out, and we got ourselves a ball game here, folks. Don't go anywhere. 3:57 with a big extra point coming up here. Julian just pounded his way over that C gap. This time he was the hammer. Extra point will be kicked by Julian Bexandel. See what we got here. See what we got here. We got an injured player on the other side. It looks like somebody with a cramp. See if we can get a shot of that on the other side at the 20-yard line, guys. That's what the holdup is here. Somebody's got a cramp over there. See who that is. See who that is. Is that number 5? Anyone get a number on that? You'll see that very often.
In the first game of the
cramps.
year.
Cramps.
You can't really simulate gameplay as hard as you kind of as hard as you try.
You got an assistant coach. He's doubling as the trainer over there, stretching him out. Way to go, coach. Way to go, coach. And he helps him up. There
I tell
you,
a cramp is not a real serious injury, and we're glad that Julian is okay as he hobbles off the field. It hurts like heck.
I tell you, it hurts like it's serious. I tell you, for right now, he's feeling like it's serious. But it does kind of almost miraculously go away.
Yeah.
And then it comes back just as hard as it did before. So here's the extra point. Uh-oh. And it's a muffin. I'll tell you, that's a big play right there, because that means anytime going forward, the Falcons are going to have to probably go for 2. The snap didn't look good. The whole operation just was a mess. And so with 3:57 left in the third, it's the good guys 28, Cambridge 6. What happened here?
Just missed the punt. And what is 1, 2, 3, 4 spy punters there to swallow them up.
So, Professor, 28-6, tale of 2 halves. It's been all Cambridge this half. If you're the Spy Ponders here, what are you looking for? What are you going to right here?
Well, one of the things that you want to do is you want to execute a drive the way you did it in the first half and run 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 plays in a row. The clock is going to be your friend. Due to the fumble by the Falcons, it did take them quite a bit of time to get in the end zone. So, if you're the Spy Ponders, you want to have a very kind of a decisive drive here where you control the football.
I think this drive is going to tell us a lot about the Spy Ponders, about how for real they might be. So it's picked up by an up back. It's Colin, and he can do something with it. I know he can. He zigs and zags and zooms over the 50 to about the 48. Goes Curran. I'll tell you, that's a nice thing having Curran up there with those big bodies to catch a ball that goes if you try to squib it.
Absolutely, and now the Ponders start with real good field position, which is exactly. So if the Ponders aren't lucky enough to sustain a long drive, at least when they punt, they're going to be able to punt the Falcons back deep into their own territory.
So apparently he stepped out at the 48. I thought he got past the 50, but apparently not. Stripes says no, 48. Good game today by Stripes, I think. I haven't seen any miscues by them.
Stripes is on it.
So 1st and 10. Here's that pistol set. A little bit of confusion coming out. Sam Swift, the slot back, along with Curran at the top of your screen.
Oh!
It's a pitch and a catch, but it's actually intercepted, and back going the other way goes Jordan Rosado, and that's actually an interception. I'm not sure if that's a catch.
It's a fumble.
That's a catch and a fumble.
Catch and a fumble. It looks like he just kind of coughed it up. That looked like an unforced error. Oh, no. It looked like it got stripped. It got stripped.
Yeah, that's an interception is what that technically is.
No, you think so? Can we see that again? Possible to see that again? The replay again? That's great. So you think this is a...
I think this is an interception. Whoops. Whoopsie daisy.
Whoopsie daisy. That was last Thanksgiving, folks. Going back in time.
Oh, here we are.
That was one of my favorite plays of last Thanksgiving.
It was. The little keeper up the middle.
Arlington Catholic.
Honestly, though, Rob.
I never get enough of that play.
No. It doesn't appear that we ever will. Anyway, I thought technically that's an interception, but you know.
Good play by the Falcons, and exactly what they needed to get going.
So here's a little jet sweep this side, and having room, stumbling and bumbling and mumbling is Anelius, and I'll tell you, 3:24, and now the Falcons are in business.
My young heart is a flutter at this point in time. See who's going to step up for the Pawners and make a defensive play. They need to stem the tide here.
One thing they need to do right now is set the edge. They can't let any of these Falcons on the outside. Little pitch, a little catch. It's complete to Lacona, and I'll tell you, Harding looks crisp right now. He's got all the confidence in the world.
Throwing little timing patterns. 1 step, 2 step, release the ball. I will say the Pawners are doing a good job dropping the receivers as soon as they catch the ball.
Now he's going to keep the ball, Harding. Falls forward to about the 14-yard line. Going to bring up a third. Flag on the play. Could be a holding. Professor is calling for a holding. Let's see if Professor is Kreskin.
Call me Professor Kreskin. There was a hold on the play.
You saw it?
No, but I saw the
here's Stripes, demonstrative Stripes. Look at Stripes marking that. Wow, Stripes. Look at Stripes march that off.
He's gonna make him feel it.
Very demonstrative Stripes. So that'll bring up a 2nd and 13, which would have been a 3rd and 3. That's a big call there. Wow. Here's Harding. He's got time. He's going deep, and it could have been intercepted by Lopez. And Lopez has been all over the place.
And the Falcons are calling for a lot of contact on this play, calling for pass interference. Let's see what happens. No, the ball was just delivered to Lopez. I don't know what the Falcon receiver is talking about. That was well defended. Lopez just couldn't hang on to the ball.
So 3rd and 13 in what's definite 4-down territory. Look for that little swing pass here. Look for that little swing pass. Oh, here's the screen that I like. Here's that 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 screen that I like. Down to the 4 goes Amar Fernandez Ruiz, and if he does nothing else but catch screen passes this game, he's going to have a stellar result.
Beautiful play call, beautiful execution by the Falcons. Get behind the defense. Ruiz loses the first defender and gets about 7 yards after contact there.
And so they're going to call, I think they're calling.
They're going to call that back. There was maybe a lineman downfield.
But I'll tell you, ouch, Wow. And I bleed Arlington red. I mean, that's a tough call there. Really? You're going to call that? I always ask you why they don't run screens at the high school level. Well, that's why. Because if I'm going to get a call for a lineman downfield on a play like that, give me a break. Ouch. Wow. So 3rd and a mile. This time it's caught. And rumbling into the end zone goes Anelius on a pitch and a catch from Harding. Harding says, you want to call a penalty on that screen? I don't care. I'll do it the hard way.
So that time Harding fires one down the middle, and this time the safeties of the Pawners were a little too aggressive, ran into each other, and
Same
the
thing
receiver
just the first half for only the tides have turned. Everything's turned.
Everything's turned. The turnovers have turned. The defensive, kind of over-aggressive secondary players turned.
So here they are going for two. This is a big play in this ball game, folks. This is a huge play here. Here's a pitch and a catch. And he calmly hands it to the official, is Lacona. And I'll tell you, folks, we got a ball game with 1:49 left in the third quarter. The Falcons have cut it to 28-14, down 14. Rob, tell us what happened since we got to the half.
I'm shaking
stunned.
my head. I am shaking my head. We've seen a perfect tale of two halves, and what's kind of interesting is that the Falcons are doing to the punters exactly the mirror image of what the punters did to the Falcons in the first half.
How about the safeties running into each other for the Falcons in the first half? Literally, it's the same thing happens to the Spy Punters in the second half. Two safeties literally ran into each other and fell down for both teams in each half.
For both teams.
In each half on touchdown plays.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not seeing things right. I'm not exaggerating, right?
Well, the first
safeties
one was
literally fell down in the first half for the Falcons and literally for the Spy Ponders. So here we go. Back to return for the Spy Ponders in a game now. What we thought might be a laugher is not. It's going to be Elijah Woods. No. It's Eliunsi. Eliunsi puts the ball on the turf, but wisely falls on it. How many times? Oh, be still my heart. Oh.
This I gotta say though, this is a little bit fun, isn't it? And was that Eliunsi?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ball got stripped that time. Again, very active hands by the Falcons. They know. One thing they talked about at halftime is, listen, guys, we got to force some turnovers. Let's start stripping the ball. Let's take advantage of anything that's tossed our way, right?
Yep. Let's strip the ball, and any ball that just gets handed to us, let's make sure we pick it up and run the other way. Here we go. 1st and 10 for the Spy Ponders. They need something big here. And they put Woods in motion. And Woods, no, the Falcons say, sorry, son, not on my watch. And the tale of two halves continues. Wow.
Falcons stayed home that time. Falcons got to be feeling a little momentum. And in the first half, the Falcons defense was out on the field quite a bit. And they maybe wore down a little bit. But now the Falcons defense is quite fresh.
Tale of two halves, just as you said, Rob. So now in the first half, the playbook was wide open on second down. Now this whole second half, the playbook has not been wide open on second down.
Second and long. Yeah.
Second and long, 2nd and 9, a long 9. Bowler's going to keep it. He zigs. He can't zag and zoom, but he gets a good 5 or 6. Going to bring up a big 3rd down and 4 as the clock rolls, coming up on 30 seconds left in the third quarter. This is a big play, Rob.
What do we got? 3rd and 4.
3rd and 4.
And do you do a kind of one of those kind of belly read keepers? Do you send Woods around the edge, or do you do that little rollout play to the right and let Bowler, let Bowler try to either find somebody or use his feet?
Yeah, that's what I like. I'd like a flood pattern here. Looks like a quarterback delay. And he gets ripped down. It didn't work. He was pulled down by Zachary Shetterly.
So Bowler was looking left. There were no receivers out there. I don't know if this was a design play to kind of look left and run right. Either way, the Falcons were having absolutely none of it. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Falcons covering Bowler there. He was a sitting duck.
So that's the end of the third quarter. The score, Arlington 28, Cambridge Rindge and Latin 14. And it's just, it's like I don't want to harp too much on it, but it's just been the tale of two halves.
Yeah.
It's been the complete opposite
Well,
of the two halves.
let's look at the stats. So the Falcons had 78 total yards in the first half, and in the first half, Arlington had 171 total yards, so 100 more yards for Arlington. And the Falcons have totally kind of controlled the ball, and I'll say dominated the game in the second half. So those stats have completely flipped. Easily twice as many yards for the Falcons as the Ponders in this half. So, it's nervous time.
It sure is. So this is a big punt here. I can't get that number, Rob. I wish They haven't punted today. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, this is very bad. He is going to punt it. Falcons can grab it, and they will, and they'll take over 1st and 10 on the 26. Ouch.
Terrible break that time for the Ponders. The snap was just high, and that's an example of once the noose starts to tighten around your neck a little bit, everybody starts feeling the pressure, and kind of things that you might have taken for granted when the team is feeling good become harder to execute, and bad things can happen. Heads up play by the Ponders punter, though. We ought to get that. He was able to keep the play alive long enough to find a little space to kick it away. And kick it away he did. That got him 25 arguably very important yards.
This could have been as bad as at the 5 or the 4. In the fourth quarter, up 14 with 10:45 left, every yard counts.
Yeah.
And that's 20 important yards. And with the spot Ponders in here, somebody's got to step up and make a play.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to snap them out of this, step up and make a play. And it's as simple as that. They're not going to win this ball game without making a play. Somebody's got to step up and make a play. So 1st and 10. Here's the keep. This time it's sniffed out nicely by Maniti, but still Harding gets a 2, maybe 3. Harding's done a nice job of the keeper, especially in the second half.
Yeah, Harding has really run this club well in the second half.
Oh, it's like night and day.
Yeah.
I'm making fun of him that a senior that doesn't know how to throw a football, and he gets second half come out and so mind your mouth shut. Here's Harding, little roll. He's got a man. His pitch, and it's caught. A beautiful pitch and catch. Harding that time.
22 yards. Do we see who?
22 yards to Felix.
That was that showed a lot of arm. That was off of his wrong foot.
Wrong
going
foot,
to the
wrong
left.
way. Throwing to his right, going to his left. That's usually a recipe for disaster.
He saw he was able. He's a tall quarterback. He sees the field well. Obviously, saw the receiver breaking free and threw a strike.
Robin, have we seen many plays much more spectacular from a throwing aspect than that? I mean, it's in the top 20.
I can't think of one. Yeah.
Right. I mean, he's going. He is running to his left.
Yeah.
And throwing back to his right, and throws a strike to the receiver who's going to his right to left.
Yeah.
I don't recall a throw like that in 30 yards in the air, right?
And he
strike.
And he
hit him in stride.
Hits him in stride, a little high where the defender can't get it. It's just perfect. Little Miss Muffet, when they're good, they're very good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So now if you're Coach Gender and you're also saying to yourself,
when is halftime? Can we go talk about this, guys?
Yeah. Right.
Mercy.
So these are big 2-point plays. This is a big 2-point play here. This is a huge play in the ball game, folks. This could put Cambridge down 6 points. It's an illegal shift. They didn't call it. The pitch, And finally, something goes wrong for the Falcons and right for the Spy Ponders. So Cambridge Rindge and Lat with 10:06 in the ball game. They will need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie. That's a big play, hidden big play right there.
That's a huge play, and you got to wonder. You wonder a little bit why they do it. In a sense, part of me is thinking, well, why not? I mean, you just had that was all of a 40-second drive, and everything's going your way. Let's get a 2-point conversion and really put the other guys on the ropes. Then you don't make it, and now all of a sudden you put yourself in a difficult spot where you need a 2-point conversion later on in the game.
Well, I guess one way to look at it is that with 10:06 left, we expect to score 3 or 4 more times.
Yeah.
So what does it really matter?
Yeah. At 40 seconds to score, right?
Right?
Yeah.
If I'm going to be slinging the ball 40 yards from my left to my right, going back to receivers and hitting them on the fly, we're expected to be here a few more times. But, that's not, Arlington, to be honest with you, Rob, I think Arlington is a 1st down, 2 first downs away from, kind of snapping out of this. They just haven't been able to get the momentum.
Yeah.
They just haven't been able to get something. Have they had a 1st down this half?
That's a good question.
I don't recall a 1st down.
I don't recall a 1st down. Yeah.
They just need a 1st down to feel good. Hey, we're going in the right direction.
There we go. Onside
kick. A weird play call. And a nice heads-up play there by Stephen McGilvery.
This was kind of one player on the field read that onside kick, and it was McGilvery. Praise be to Allah.
If they kick it anywhere else, they'd probably just pounce on it.
Yeah. So the Falcons pulling out all the stops here, going for the 2-point conversion.
Well,
and
that kick right
then
there
the onside kick
doesn't suggest they think they're going to be in the end zone a couple more times.
Right.
Right. Which to me, I'll tell you, I kick it deep because I'll tell you, at 10:05 left, I think I'm coming back a couple more times in that end zone.
Yeah, I don't get either one of those decisions, quite frankly, but that's why I'm up here in the booth. Uh-oh.
Jeez. Wow. When it rains, it pours.
That was a in all fairness, that was a perfect snap. Bowler just didn't, couldn't handle that one. I'm feeling the noose around my neck.
Yeah, this is hard to watch.
Yeah,
this is hard to watch.
Yeah,
because these are amateur athletes trying their best. They're
not neophytes at this point.
No, but there's nobody on this field on either side that wants to lose this game. It's not trying their hardest. That's not what we're watching here. As a matter of fact, what I think we're watching is a team that's maybe trying a little too hard, right?
Yeah, sure.
They're trying to. So each play, you hear it sometimes. Somebody's trying to hit an 8-run home run, right?
Right.
Bowler's trying to pass a 2-touchdown pass. Well, that doesn't exist. He needs a 4-yard run, a 3-yard run, and then a 5-yard run. And they're not really in that mentality. Everyone's trying to make too big a play.
Yeah. And Bowler's still only a junior. He's still on that kind of learning curve.
Yeah.
And you said it earlier that this team is inexperienced having big leads. Right?
Inexperienced. No experience.
I know a golf pro who plays a lot from forward tees, so he can feel what it feels like to be many shots under par during a round. I don't think the Ponders were comfortable being up 28-0.
Yeah, good point. Certainly didn't turn out that they were. Look at this. A broken play turns out to be worth just what they needed. There he goes! At the 30, at the 20, Elijah Woods, just what they needed, and a bang, and a bang, and a boom!
54 yards from Elijah Woods, and that play was almost a kind of a devastating fumble. We'll see it again. They handed the ball to Woods just as Bowler was getting taken to the ground. And the defense, it looked like, overran the play, and then Woods outran the defense.
Serendipity reigns true for the Spy Ponders as they get a little bit of lady luck on their side. A broken play turns out to be a foot race, and nobody's going to beat Elijah Woods in a foot race in this ball game. And he scampered untouched to the end zone. Here comes a big extra point now to put the Spy Ponders up 15. Swift to attempt. It's a bad snap. He's going to run for 2. Did he get there? No. Stripe says no. On the run was Peter Roach. Extended out. Here's a replay. Let's see if he got in. What do you think, Professor?
I don't think he got it. That was not a planned play. Heroic dive there. Oh, very close. Did a great job putting the ball out with his right hand and kind of reaching for the cone. Tough from that angle to tell.
From that angle. If we had replay, we'd know for sure. That was close.
Yeah.
He made that close. So, with 9:15 left, it's a 14-point game. And the Spy Ponders with a little bit of lady luck on their side. Maybe that's what they needed, a little bit of break.
Just what they needed, a little bit of break, and Elijah Woods, kind of made his own luck that time with that 54-yard run. Yeah.
I mean, that was a broken play. I mean, Bowler got drilled.
Got drilled, just barely got that handoff off. As we see the crowd here, really good.
Great opening day crowd.
Really great opening day crowd here for the Ponders.
I mean, if we're going to be really technical, Rob, Bowler probably shouldn't hand that ball off. If you're getting hit, in theory, you should eat the ball.
He had his back to the defense. I'm not sure if he saw that he was about to get drilled,
right,
which is why the ball almost kind of bobbled over to Woods.
Right. So they do kick it deep, and this is why they don't kick it deep, apparently. This is why they don't kick it deep. To the other 40, rumbling and stumbling and bumbling goes Andrew Anelis. And I'll tell you, this Anelis is a heck of a ball player.
This looks like, good block there by number 30. And Anelis breaks some tackles and gets to the outside and shows a little speed. So, I don't know. I have a pop quiz. You call me professor. I have a pop quiz. Are you having fun?
Oh, this is awesome. Back and forth, 30, 54 points scored, 903. This game is overwhelming.
It's overwhelming.
Overwhelming.
Is that one word, by the way, or is it hyphenated?
Well,
can we get a look up?
Depends on
a grammatical. Yes, it's one word. We're sure of that. We've got a crack crew of high school academic volunteers.
If we're throwing nickels around like manhole covers. Here we go. And here is.
Wow.
Look at that. He slips 2, 3 tackles, and finally brought out of bounds. Goes Harding.
Looked like Jacob Marini had them all wrapped up in
the
backfield. He escaped.
Look at this. Look at this, Mr. Bojangles. Here it is. Yep.
Oh, Marini. Marini didn't quite have the grasp. He was also behind him.
And a late flag came in, I think, on a late hit right there. So that's going to tack 15 more yards onto it.
That will hurt.
That's going to hurt bad. That's going to make their trip to the end zone if it happens. All the happen in an expedient fashion, which is bad news for the Spy Ponders. They do not want expedient.
Is that a travel site? Isn't that a travel site? Can we look that up? Expedient? Oh, no, that's Expedia. Yeah, the sound mixer is all over it.
Again, I'm firing on all cylinders dictionary-wise.
Is this Julian Petrillo? Is that Julian? Julian's all over it on the spelling, the grammar.
That's right.
The website.
Overwhelming.
Yep.
The game is overwhelming. It's not underwhelming, that's for sure.
Although it is grinding to a halt right now as Stripes figures out what to do next.
Yeah, they're very confused. I'll tell you this. I can't get enough of this sound system.
I love this.
It's great. I mean, if you're 47 years old like I am,
This is Fleetwood Mac, right?
No doubt, Fleetwood Mac.
They nail the 70s.
Well, Fleetwood Mac is the highest selling. Nobody sold more albums in the 70s than Fleetwood Mac. But who was number 2?
Could have been Led Zeppelin, The Who, Elton John.
Led Zeppelin.
Led Zeppelin.
But Fleetwood Mac sold more records than anyone else in the 70s. Led Zeppelin 2, who's 3?
Well, it could have been Elton John.
No.
Who?
Beatles.
In the 70s.
70s. Yep. Yep. What's the highest selling album of all time?
Yeah, well, that's got to be a Michael Jackson Thriller.
It is. Very good, Professor.
I listened to
Man
in the Mirror today.
Did you really?
Yeah,
good song.
It's song. Every time I hear that song, it gets the shivers going.
There you go. There you go.
So
here back to what we got in front of us here is we got a little bit of confusion. Whoops. Did I hit you in the C gap there? So I don't know what the call was there. I don't think they really called anything. So the ball is placed, would appear, Rob, at the 19. Am I seeing that correctly, or is it the 14?
That's the 19-yard line.
That's a 19. So it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 19. Looks like they're going to actually measure for a first down.
Yeah. This is odd. They called the timeout.
I don't know what that call was, right? It couldn't have been personal foul because that's 15 yards and automatic first.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it would be automatic first. They wouldn't be measuring. So this drive was set up by so the Ponders are let's reset. So the Ponders are on the ropes, and they come back with a big play on the 54-yard run by Elijah Woods. And then on the ensuing kickoff, the Falcons have the big play with the Andrew Anelius return to the 50-yard line. Here we are like 3 plays later on the 19-yard line. This is going back and forth and fast. 8:51, I mean, is there any doubt that this game could get into the mid-40s?
No, not at all. And, thank goodness that it's 70 degrees out, because this game can go forever and I'll love it. But the clock just isn't moving, and that's bad news for the Spy Ponders.
Yeah.
It just isn't moving, right?
Right.
8:51. I mean, this game was 2 touchdowns ago. We were at 9 minutes.
Correct. So the Spy Ponders, if you are the Spy Ponders, they really haven't found an answer this half, and to Jovan Harding, and Harding is running the club real well. He's been little bit elusive, and if you're the
bizarrely elusive,
do you try to get super aggressive here with the defense? Do you blitz? Do you try to make a big play, or do you just play kind of a sound but you don't break? Let the short field be your friend.
Well, if you're going to ask me what I do here, this is when I get aggressive. Because what I want my players doing, if we are going to make mistakes here, I want to do it with us going hard, forward, aggressive. I don't want it coming backward, okay? When we make a mistake, it's because we were going forward. We were trying for the interception. We were trying for a sack. We were rushing the quarterback. We were trying to do something aggressive to make a play. I want to take the thought out of it. I want my players
Let's disrupt. Just,
yep. Here we go.
Let's see what they do.
High snap. So they go, a big hit there. Over the left-hand side goes Dorlean. And Joey Pazia with a nice hit there.
Good hit by Joey Pazia. Bringing Dorlean down and let the clock roll.
Okay, they're blitzing the A gap. Little pitch, a little catch, and inside the 10 and a first down goes Tariq Laconia.
I tell you something.
Little pitch and a little catch.
Something I'd like to see is the defensive line of the Ponders get their hands up a little bit, try to disrupt those sight lines and passing lanes.
So it's 1st and goal. Clock stops, but now starts rolling. Coming up on 8:05 left in the game. Your Spy Ponders lead by 14. Jovan Harding, who's been spectacular in their second half, takes it up the middle to the 4, to the 3. He's brought down that time again by Pazia.
Pazia's been all over the field here.
Right over the A gap.
Pazia came from the backside all the way across the field to bring him down from behind. Good play by Pazia.
So 2nd and goal. Over the right-hand side and into the end zone goes Dorian, and the Falcons answer right back.
2-yard run by Dorlean there, and you know, he just carried some ponders with him. He was not to be denied.
So right now, the Spy Ponders lead by 8.
I'm wondering if maybe they don't have an injured kicker going for 2. Big play here. Swallowed up.
Swallowed up again. A nice tackle there by Maniti, and he had help. This is a big play again.
They're going for 2. There must be a reason for it. Oh, three ponders.
Joey Pazia in there.
So we talked about, do you sit back or do you bring pressure? Ponders agreed with you, Coach, and they brought pressure on that play, and it paid off.
Paid off big time. So with 7:27 left in the ball game, the Spy Ponders lead 34-26. Rob, give us the scoring in the second half. What a second half we've had.
Wow. So the score, it came into the second half, 28-0. 3-yard run by Dorlean with 3:57 left third quarter made it 28-6. 33-yard pass play from Hardington Nelius with 1:49 made it 28. 2-point conversion was successful, 28-14. 22-yard pass play from Harding with 10:06 left in the fourth quarter made it 28-20. Filthy good play. 54-yard Elijah Woods scamper makes it 34-20. And we just saw the 2-yard run by the Falcons. Dorlean made it 34-26.
Set up by the high snap by the Spy Ponders, who actually did a nice job. The punter did a really nice job to get a punt off. So here's the kickoff. This time it goes to Woods. Let's see what he can do with it. And, oh, he gets wrapped up hard. Knocked back that time. 87 said, sorry, not on my watch. Wow, look at this.
Woo! And the Falcons are sprinting right at the ball. Collapsing on the ball early paid off that time. A lot of Falcons penetrated all the way to the ball. And the body language after that play was very positive on the Falcons sideline. They're jumping up and down and cheering. Not so positive on the Ponder sidelines. Heads up, boys. You got an 8-point lead with 7 minutes left. Time to play some football.
This is the ball game right here. If you don't get a first down right here, I'm going to smell a lot of momentum going into the Cambridge side. Because they've been able to pass the ball. They've been able to run the ball. They've been able to have the quarterback run the ball. They've been able to run screen passes, swing passes.
Yeah.
I mean, they've had the whole package in the second half.
And the Ponders in the first half. And so let's see another one of those drives where, and in the first half, the drives were set up often by Elijah Woods.
And what are we waiting for here? This is the second time we've stopped this game. Let's go, guys. Come on.
So there's some sort of a clock problem.
So Woods tries to get the edge. He can't at all. And that's not good. That's not good, folks. That's not good at all. That's not good at all.
This Falcon defense is really awakened.
And Woods is shaken up, and that's going to stop the clock with about 6:52 left in the game. Woods is shaken up. Looks like maybe a groin as he hobbles off. So now if you're the Spy Ponders, I mean, do you dare put the ball in the air here? Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
I mean, I think you have to. I mean, to your point, Scott, you have to play to win. This is going to be a nice test of junior Adam Bowler. This is a great first football game to get under your belt. I mean, it's competitive. You're seeing it all. It's non-conference, right? What a fun way to start the season.
Got to win. Here we go, 2nd and 12. Bowler will throw it. A pitch and a little catch. There he goes. And he fumbles the ball. And the Falcons have it. Untitled had the first down and more, tried to stretch it for extra yardage and just fumbled it.
Here we're going to see this again. Look at this strike.
Beautiful pitch and catch.
Just a nice little kind of 12-yard post play. Hands. Untitled was running through daylight. Looks like he just kind of gave up the football.
So all the momentum now goes to the Cambridge Rindge and Latin Falcons. They've been able to throw the ball. They've been able to run the ball. And they're going to have, wow, that was all the way out to the 41.
That was just what the Potters needed. Now what they need is, good defensive possession.
Yeah, they sure do. They sure do. They need some pressure on.
If you're the Falcons, are you nasty and go after Untitled here?
Playbook is wide open. I mean, wide open.
That's exactly what they do.
Wide open.
That's exactly what they do. They tried a little pump fake, and then they went at Untitled, and Untitled made a good play.
And Lovinson is shaken up on the play. That was a little pump fake. I tell you, this Harding is getting tremendous time in the pocket. There's a blitz that time. The A-gap.
Yeah.
So the player's still down, and that's why this game is going to take till literally 10 o'clock.
Yeah, he looks hard to tell what's going on there. Could he have? I tell you, I don't know if you've ever had the wind knocked out of you, but that's another.
That's cramps.
That's a cramp.
This is all cramps, and it's just an unfortunate common occurrence in opening night. And that's why this game. I mean,
it's not particularly hot out there.
No, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's hot enough.
It's hot enough.
I mean, 60 degrees for a football game when you haven't gone at this.
When you haven't done this at this speed, right?
I mean,
right.
Wow, look at that! We're like great shot of the moon. Ow, ow, ow! But Rob, I'll tell you what these injuries have done is they've kind of taken the air out of anything that the spy pond. That's my feeling, Lisa. Are you feeling the same way that we were?
For both teams, really.
Yeah, kind of.
Slow. It certainly kind of slowed the game down.
Kind of slowed the game down, but that's kind of maybe helped the. Well, then again, they had to run there, so who knows?
Yeah, I don't know.
Who knows? No, he's got a bad cramp.
He's got a cramp, and they seem to be impacting the calves.
Let's go, Willie!
6:07 left in the game, 2nd and 10.
I like the Falcons' decision to go after Untitled after Untitled fumbled, thinking that the young man might be hanging his head a little bit, but Untitled was not hanging his head, much to his credit.
I gotta be honest, I don't know why the kids didn't go off the sidelines the other side. Anyway.
Whoa!
Play a nice little knockdown there.
That's what I was calling for, is get your hands up at the line of scrimmage. Let's see who knocked this down. Oh no, that was a linebacker. I didn't catch the number. Beat pass that time by Harding. Just kind of tossed it into the mid-level, like a little beanbag toss.
So here's a big 3rd and 10. Here's Harding. Little pump fake. Here's your pressure that I want. There's the pressure that I wanted. Joey Pazia gets in there, and a bing, and a bang, and a boom for Pazia.
Great play that time for the Ponters. When we see this again, look at the receiver in the slot on the left, and the player, and I can't get his number, they were setting up a little screenplay to the slot receiver, and it was sniffed out beautifully by the linebacker on the weak side by the Ponters. That was, in a way, a coverage sack, but nice play by Pazia.
Mr. Professor, write that play down, because that right now looms as the biggest play for the Spy Ponters in this game. A, 15-yard sack by Joey Pazia. So back to return for the Spy Ponters is El Yunsi. It's a good high kick. Fair catch it, son. Fair catch it. Oh! He fumbles it. Let's see who they signal.
Ponters say they have it.
And they do.
Give it to the Ponters. Dodged a bullet there.
Everybody exhale. Everybody exhale.
Wow. He was waving demonstratively for the first catch, and the ball went over his head.
You know, you got to wonder if coming down the stretch here, you just say, you know what, get out of the way.
Just don't try to field anything.
Don't even field it. We're not going to put somebody back. Kick it wherever you want it. Kick it in the end zone, good. You kick it in the field, whatever. We're going to have the ball. We're not giving the deal.
Yeah. I think that's a good call. That looked like one of those plays where it was a pop up to the first baseman. All of a sudden, he has to kind of dive over his right shoulder to get it. Just didn't.
Or I'll tell you, put Joey Pazia back there, right? He'll catch it or die trying. First and 10 for the Spy Ponters.
We'll have to talk about that later. Nice play.
Nice little pitch and catch there with Colin Curran. There's another guy you could have back there returning that kick, Colin Curran. This is a clutch little pitch and catch here. Now you're getting back to what they did in the first
half. Look at rolling out bowler where you can see the entire field. Nice
pass.
Little timer, safe pass. 12-yard out to a sure-handed senior. Captain.
Problem is when your clock is under 5 minutes in the game,
you like to stay in.
You try to stay in bounds, but now, now we're picking at nits a little bit. Now
we'll take that.
Nits a little bit. You should take that. So here's a 1st and 10 for the Spy Ponters. 4:58 left in the ball game. Stumbling and bumbling and mumbling was Joey Pazia. Why not Joey Pazia?
I like that call.
I mean, just what I said, Rob, right? I mean, who do you trust in a situation like this? I trust Joey Pazia. Give the ball to Joey Pazia. Give the ball to Colin Curran. Let Bowler make a pass here.
I mean, what I would like to see is kind of a Bowler keeper, kind of fake left, keep right, kind of riff off that last play.
We'll see if you're prophetic. 2nd and 7. And there you are. There it is. There's the Rob Anthony play. Here's the Rob Anthony play. Here's the Rob Anthony play. And Bowler stumbles, bumbles, and mumbles close to a first down. There it was for you, and it was wide open.
Yeah. I do like that. We'll see it here again. That worked several times in the first half. Didn't quite. Yeah, he needed a cut left. He might have had a lane inside. The first half he had the lane outside a couple of times.
So here's a question for you, Professor. Because I'll tell you it is for me. This is 4-down territory for me. I'm not kicking this ball. I'm not kicking this ball. I'm not doing it.
Well,
I'm not doing it.
Being up 8 instead of 7 is a nice little luxury to have.
Think about it. Yeah, I'm not kicking the ball here. I'm not kicking the ball. I'm not kicking it. I'm running twice.
Back in my day, I'm running a quarterback sneak right here.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
No,
did the Ponters jump?
Yeah, they did.
Oh, too bad.
They did. The end. Oh.
I'd love to know what that play was.
That was the play on both sides.
Oh.
6-7. Sorry. Still got a third down.
Still got a third down. Now they're gonna more than likely have to put the ball in the air. The short side of the field is the right side of the field. Makes it a little harder to do that rollout.
I'm still not punting it. I'm not punting this ball. I'm not gonna punt it. Let them run it back. This is two to me. 2 plays to make 8 yards, but that's just me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
Wow. Balls at the 32.
You're going to want to think about that.
Yeah,
we'll give you another.
We'll see. The question with the timeouts is they used a bunch of timeouts before. So how much Rob, do you have any idea? Not even a clue?
Not even a clue.
All right, so I don't think it's more than 2.
I think it's 2. I think they've used 2 plus this. I think they've got 2 left.
You think you have 2 left after this? They could.
No, 2 left. Still have 2 left. How many do we know how many timeouts they have?
It says they say they have 1 on the scoreboard. Whether how accurate that is, I think that's what it is.
1.
I
One
think
timeout
it's 1.
left. Oh, okay. Apparently
which would mean you're right. Then.
Yeah.
I think it's 3.
Yeah. Bottom line, we don't know. So on this pump play, what we want to look for now is a nice crisp snap, direct to the punter. And we have it.
And a good kick. Good directional kick. See where it goes out, where they mark it. And it's marked
Right
at the 40. Okay, so with 2:15 left in the ball game, let's set the stage for you folks as we watch the kick again. A decent kick here, the nice snap, a good clutch snap. A good kick, goes out of bounds at the 40, no chance for return.
Got a 33-yard punt, no return.
Gotta go 60 yards. They need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie the game.
In 2 minutes and 15 seconds.
2 minutes and 15 seconds to do it. And what we think is 2 timeouts. And they've had the playbook wide open. Arlington has stopped them in the second half. Arlington has scored, but mostly it's been a tale of 2 halves. It's been Arlington in the first half, Rindge and Latin in the second half. And in the second half, it's been all Jovan Harding. And here he is right now with 2:15 running the show. Here's Harding. He's got time, slips a tackle. Oh, a big hit there by Curran. But I'll tell you something, Lacona held on to that football. I don't know how he did it. What happened here?
I don't know. I think the football might have been surgically planted into his chest. Big hit. Good job by Harding eluding pressure, and he didn't look like all that secure when he was hit. Good job holding on to that football.
Why is play stopped here? I'm confused. For starters, it's a horrible spot, like an atrocious spot, but let's not focus on that.
Where do you? I mean, is it the point of the hit, or
the point of the hit? I mean,
that was the point of the hit. He was then.
Was that the point?
That was the point of the hit.
No. Okay. All right. Or was it the 45? Okay. All right.
That was the point of the hit, but
All
then
right.
he was knocked back about 17 years.
No, I thought the point of hit was further ahead.
Oh, okay. No,
Anyway.
I think that was a good spot.
Okay. All right, here's Hardy. He's in trouble again. He can run it, and there he goes. But he gets hit hard by Curran. Curran's all over the place. That's going to stop the clock with 1:37 left, but it will resume with those sticks.
This is a timeout by Cambridge. Odd that they after stopping the clock on the field. Take a timeout after stopping the clock.
So, I mean,
and a no-huddle team.
And a no-huddle team. So at best they've got 1 timeout, but they couldn't have 2, right?
Left? No,
left.
They have to have 1 timeout.
1 timeout.
They wouldn't use their. Yeah.
So 137 is an eternity in high school football when you're throwing the ball, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you wait for a sack or I don't know. Here we go. Back to live action. Here's Harding. Gonna roll out. He's got all kinds of time.
Oh, he's got a man.
Open. He's got a man wide open. He's got a man wide open. It's caught.
Wow, breakdown in the Ponder secondary that time. Number 4 was wide open in the secondary.
Tons of time. Just a breakdown coverage.
Breakdown. A little bit lucky that ball didn't arrive sooner. That might have been 6 points.
First and goal from the 9. Clock rolls. Coming up on 1:20 left in the game. They need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie. Over the left-hand side, they're saying it's a fumble. They're saying it's a fumble. Arlington's saying it's a fumble. No signal yet from Stripes.
Let's see what happened. Oh, he hit the ground and fumbled. They're calling him.
And so Cambridge has got another timeout with 1:07.
That simply has to be their last
No, it doesn't
timeout.
actually. I mean, not five's the lot.
And we
don't
know who called those timeouts earlier.
I mean, I know I saw one.
Yeah.
So they could have as many as 2 left. I mean, I know I saw one before this barrage happened. I know for sure.
Yeah.
So that would be one. If that's the only one.
Do they get floating timeouts that they can use any point in the season? Is that a rule?
You baited me. 1:07 left in the game. So again, Rindge needs a touchdown and a 2-point. If we're tied after regulation, we go to what's called a Stapleford overtime, which means every team gets the ball from, I believe, the 15-yard line, and back and forth they go till you get a winner one way or the other that way. So that's what's looking ahead if Arlington gives up a touchdown and a 2-point conversion.
Well, it's
a lot to go from there to get from here to there. So 1:07 starting, 2nd down and goal.
Second goal from the 9.
From the 9. He's got time. He's got a man. There he is. Pitch and a catch. And now it's going to come down to the 2-point conversion.
Wow.
So Sierra Singh with the touchdown, and now it comes down to the 2-point conversion.
Let's see if we can see how Singh got so open here.
Everybody's open.
Everybody's open.
Everybody's
a lot of guys open.
Literally everybody was open.
And Harding doesn't miss.
No, not in the second half he doesn't.
First half he didn't hit.
So here we go. This is the ball game, folks. This is it. A stop here for all intents and purposes. This game is over. Double A gap blitz. Here's Harding over the right-hand side. He's going to waltz into the end zone. And it's a tie game, and we could be headed for overtime as Harding bangs over the right-hand side.
And he got outside the defense and just delivered a blow on Elijah Woods. He wanted 2 points, and he wanted to do some damage in the process.
Yeah. 1:01 remaining in the game. The score call tied. 34-34.
So that was a 9-yard pass from Harding to, was that Cyrus Singh who caught that ball?
Yes, it was. Cyrus Singh opened the end zone. So 1:01. So now Arlington has a chance here. They can score, obviously, and win it in regulation. Otherwise, we go to the overtime where each team gets a possession, I believe, from the 15-yard line. And we keep going. Each team gets a chance to score until we have a winner after one of the overtimes.
Wow.
So we won't have a tie here, how I understand the rules.
The fans here are getting their $5 worth. I tell you, this is a game, folks. If you haven't made it out to Pierce Field to see this live, this one is fun.
So 101. Let's see what they're going to do with it here. Let it go out of bounds. Let it go out. Oh, no, he's going to pick it up. He's got a lane. He's going to cut back.
Hold that ball, son.
Ball returned. The kick was returned down to the 29-yard line. Alex will take over first and 10.
So I asked you, Professor, 54.5 left. What are you doing?
Oh, are you saying do I sit on it or
Yeah.
try to score? I try to score.
Try to score. Why not, right?
Try to score.
Why not, right?
Yeah.
Why not, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I mean, you know, I guess part of my thinking is look how many scores have come via the big play. We have a 44-yard pass to Woods. We have a 70-yard run by Woods.
Now,
54-yard run by
Here we go
Woods.
again with the. Now this is where, and I've talked about this at length, and now we've got the same player now. Okay, this is the same player who. Well, no, it's not. Okay, so it's a different player. My bad. But if you get the same player who continually goes down, there becomes a limit on, you know what? This player, can't play in this ball game anymore.
Yeah.
You know, he's not well enough to play because, we're stopping these games and, and what have you, but that wasn't the case there.
We got to get some Gatorade stat over to the Falcon sideline.
54 seconds left. 28-yard line, 1st and 10 for Bowler. Running for his life. Running for his life. Still running for his life. Still running for his
Head
life.
up, head up, head up. Yes.
So Bowler's pass is
Complete.
43.5.
Way to keep your head up, Adam Bowler. He's running. He's got his head up the whole time. Still got his head up. Sees the receiver, delivers the ball. Great play by Adam Bowler.
Sam Swift with the catch there. Nice play by Swift. Stops the clock. 43 seconds left.
54 yards to.
I'll tell you, Elijah
To go
Woods,
in 43 seconds?
You ran a sweep. Elijah Woods outran everyone in the first half. I'd at least give that play one more try because you have timeouts. He's got time. The pitch.
Ball's pass intended for number
Through
1. Curran.
the legs of the arms of Curran.
So again, in this game, Scott, we have touchdowns of 23 yards, 44 yards, 70 yards, 33 yards, 22 yards, and 54 yards.
Wow, what an opening game. What an opening game. Tale of two halves, though, huh?
Tail of two halves.
Tale of two halves.
And see if lightning can strike here one more time.
It's been big play after big play by both teams. Both halves. That's been both halves. Big
Yeah.
plays by both teams, both halves.
Yeah.
39 seconds left. Second and 10 for Bowler. Going up top. Almost picked off that time.
It's okay. Take your shot.
35 seconds left. 3rd and 10 now. One thing you do kind of have to consider a little bit is now you're going to give the ball back to the other team, and you've had a little trouble with the snap and exchange. So
With the snap, I almost now want to do something like take a knee. I'm not sure.
Third down.
a knee is
Yeah.
could be a bit much, but
Yeah,
I
a
can
knee's
see
a bit much,
I
but try to
can see
run.
it.
You try to run clock here.
I tell you, I run the play there that Elijah Woods ran for
Ran the sweep.
touchdown. I mean, I just run that play, right? I mean,
Yeah.
what's the harm there? He gets knocked out of bounds. He fumbles. I mean, I can't control that. I mean,
Yeah.
he's my senior. I mean, I got to give him football.
Looks like Joey Pazzi is in the background.
Anyway.
Oh, yeah, there we
Here's
go.
Woods.
There's your play. There's your play. There's your play.
All right, so
Call
the clock
timeout.
now will start. You can use one of your
Carries,
timeouts.
good for Arlington, first down.
So here's Woods.
Timeout Arlington.
This is the play you like, Scott. This was an inside reverse,
Regulation time.
and Woods finds a seam, bursts to the outside, might have thought about, a lot to ask, might have thought about getting out of bounds there to stop the clock. But, you know, with 30 seconds left, you have the
30
timeouts.
seconds,
No,
105
no huge,
timeouts.
huge time
mean-
left. Are you baiting me?
No, well, literally, I know they have at least 3 timeouts. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. So ball on the 37 here with 30 seconds. Adam Bowler can easily throw the ball into the end zone.
yeah, but
Three
yeah.
strikes into the end zone, or are you trying to throw something underneath?
I'll tell you what I'm doing. Floods. 3 floods.
Yeah.
5 yards apiece.
Yeah.
10 yards apiece. 10, 20, 30. Kick a field goal and get out of here.
We haven't seen a field goal yet. The Ponters' extra points have all been successful.
They
The one
look
that
like-
wasn't was a bad snap.
And I think they could probably kick one from. How big is that play? Jeez.
Yeah.
If he really did get in.
Yep.
Huh?
Yep.
I mean, that could have been the ball game.
Talking about the
Yeah, the
bad
extra point.
snap where
Yeah.
the holder.
Yeah.
Yep. Here goes
Here
Bowler.
we go. Here goes Bowler. Here goes Bowler out of bounds. That could have been a late hit.
Who needs floods?
Who needs floods? 21.6. Remember, that's unofficial.
And Bowler taking the game in his hands. Nice run
That
there
could
by
have been a late hit.
Bowler.
15.
Yeah. Kind of pushed him a little bit.
Yeah, but you can't push him 10 feet out of bounds. Doesn't matter if it's can hurt you. That's not the point
That's
of a
not
late
the
hit.
point of the late hit. Yep. Yep. The Falcons defense looks
You
a
know,
little gassed.
so how far are we away from the 2? Because that's what I would say. So from the 5, that's what I say is field goal range.
From the 5?
Yeah, that's what I say is field goal range. So how far are we? What is it?
We're on the 18.
We're on the 18.
Right? 13 yards.
13 yards. That's my goal. 13 yards and kick a field goal, go home.
No lane.
Oh boy, now you got to use your timeout. So timeout with 14.1. Bowler looks a little shaken up, and that's not great.
That time Bowler had nothing. All his receivers downfield were covered. He had 3
Bowler looks
Falcons
a
in his
little,
face.
Excuse me for talking over you, Rob, but Bowler looks a little bit woozy right now, and that's not good time to be a little bit woozy. I'll tell you what I'd throw right here. That seam pass.
The seam.
The right to Elijah, the one they had to Elijah Woods. You know, so trips to the right, have the outside guy do a flag route, inside guy does a post route, and the other guy just splits it, goes right down the seam.
Or you know, after a play where 3 or 4 guys get in the backfield,
Screen,
is where
obviously,
you start thinking screenplay.
They
They haven't executed tonight the screen tonight the way the Falcons have, but that's where my mind goes. And you know the Falcons are going to be eager, right? I think they very well might bite on the screen. So easy to see these things from up here, though.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. So 2nd and 10, 14 seconds left. Bowler has time. There's a big out. At
Nice
the 5
move.
to the 4.
No, that's to the 8.
To the
9.
8 to the 9. Timeout. 4 seconds left. No. Wow. I mean, do you try the field goal?
Is this 4th down coming up? 3rd down coming up.
Third.
3rd down coming up.
Yeah, 4 seconds left at the 8, 18, 28, 31-yard field goal. They're going to do it. That's what they're doing. They're going to do it. They're going to kick a field goal here. They're going to kick a field goal here.
Oh, this is good stuff.
They're going to kick a field goal here.
This is good stuff.
They're going to kick a field goal here. Swift is going to try where did he put it down?
28-yard field goal.
They try a 28-yard field goal.
Or no, it looks like a 27-yard field goal. Put it down on the 17. 27-yard field goal. I think he's got the leg, judging by the extra points. I think he's got the leg.
Whether they can block for it in the snap. Here we go. So this is for the win, folks.
Oh, and it was good.
Unbelievable.
Timeout.
They had a timeout.
They had a
They had
timeout.
a timeout. Do you believe that? They had a timeout. They had a timeout.
Oh my gosh.
They had a timeout.
I think we just
timeout.
Did they have a timeout?
They called 5 timeouts in the last 2 minutes of this game.
I think 2 of our student
They've
volunteers
called
just had heart attacks in the middle of the booth.
Timeouts in the last 2 minutes of this
And
game.
Scott's having an aneurysm over the timeouts. Medic!
They called 5 timeouts in the last 2 minutes of the game.
So this is as exciting a game as you get.
Yeah.
And let's set the stage. A 27-yard field goal to end a game in high school football is a rare thing. And he split the uprights with that. Give the Falcons credit for that timeout just in time. They're going to try it again.
See if he does it again. Good snap. He's up. And they get
And they got it!
He got it!
They got it!
He got it!
And the punter stormed the field!
He stormed the field! Not once, but twice! Bing! Bing! Boom!
And they stay there.
And the sound system goes crazy with, and they say, yeah, 0.0 on the scoreboard. Devastating loss for the Falcons. Feel-good win for the Falcons. And have you ever seen a more pressure-packed kick at the high school
At the
level?
high school level, he
Wow.
doesn't make it once. He makes it twice.
He makes
He makes it twice.
it twice.
Ice
Unreal.
water in his veins.
Do you believe in miracles?
Yes. Well, we couldn't have asked for a better opener than that. Sam Swift, the ACMi no doubt player of the game, boots a 28-yard, coach?
27-yard field goal.
Professor, 27-yard field goal to win it at the buzzer in what might be one of the most entertaining, certainly the most electric finish we've ever seen at Pierce Field in our time here, at least, for a finish.
I think there's no question. And what a way to start the season, really for both teams, but especially for the Potters who got the win. What an amazing game. I can't say I've ever seen anything like that. I mean, and I think we'll watch this broadcast back and see that, kind of our emotions were all over the place.
Sure were.
As the Potters dominated the first half, and then the Falcons came back and dominated the second half, and the last 3 minutes were as exciting a nail biter as you could ever hope to see, capped by an unlikely field goal that was hit twice by Sam Swift.
Hit twice by Sam Swift, but let's really set this up, right? So we have the Falcons, who a clutch drive of their own, but not only do they get the touchdown, they get the 2-point conversion on Harding, ramming his way, willing his way into the end zone to tie this ball game. And it looks, for all intents and purposes, like we're heading for overtime. But certainly Adam Bowler had other ideas. He's running around the field like a maniac making plays. And then they turn it over to Sam Swift at the end. He makes it not once, but twice.
Yeah, and you asked the question, they have the ball on the 30-yard lines with 2 minutes to go. That's John Elway stuff. That's Dan Marino stuff. That's a 2-minute drive. That's what every, kind of high school quarterback, kind of dreams of. And they brought back the kind of style of execution that they had in the first half. Elijah Woods made a big run on the inside sweep. Bowler made a couple of nice runs. They kept their composure to, kind of a 2-minute drive in the kind of classic sense.
Keep your composure, Rob. But tell me, how hard is it? I mean, you've played this sport. How hard is it to keep your composure after you've had a lead as big as they had, which was 28 at one point, and you give up that lead to tie the game up at 110? How hard?
you played. I know how hard. It's almost impossible.
I mean,
to summon. That's courage.
Didn't it feel kind of inevitable that the Falcons would come back and at least tie that game?
Yes,
that
it
you
did.
felt that coming the whole half.
Yes.
And there was a part in the third quarter when I thought the Ponters may have lost their composure a little bit. To lose your composure a little bit and then regain it is doubly hard.
Doubly hard, but it's also that is the stuff of character.
Yeah.
Right? You know, as we pointed out earlier, what we were watching in this football field, this wasn't players not trying to win, not trying their hardest, giving up in any way, shape, or form. It was high pressure, and they were having trouble executing under high pressure. And that happens to everybody. It happens to professionals, let alone high school players. Okay?
Right.
So, but then they answer that pressure and then overcome the anxiety of that pressure with a clutch, as clutch a drive as you're ever going to see, and then not one clutch kick, but two.
Yeah. Outstanding. And really outstanding for both teams, too. I mean, you have to give the Falcons a lot of credit. A lot of teams would have folded down 28-0 at the half, and they came back. Not only laid it all on the line. Yeah. I mean, they came back and turned the game around big time. So you got to give them credit. Well-played game all the way around. We saw character on display, and it is September 8th, right?
If this is the first game, where do we go from here? Oh my gosh!
Outstanding.
So Rob, why don't let's just wrap up before I'm not sure if we're going to be able to get some interviews tonight, but hopefully we can. But why don't we just do the whole scoring for the whole game, because it was a heck of a game. We should.
Well, pop a Coke, grab a bag of chips. I'm going to read the scoring. There's a lot of it. Scoring open, 23-yard run by Adam Bowler, 4:35 in the first quarter, made it 7-0. 3-yard Elijah Woods run, 3:38 in the first quarter, made it 14-0. Then we had the big 44-yard pass down the seam from Bowler to Woods. Second quarter made it 21-0. First half was all Ponters, ended with a 70-yard run sweep by Elijah Woods with a minute 5 left in the half to make it 28-0. Back come the Falcons. 3-yard run by Dorlian in the third quarter, 3:57, 28-6. 33-yard pass play, Harding to Anelius, 28-14. 22-yard pass, Harding to Singh, 28-20. Missed 2-point conversion, which was big. Ponders answered with a 54-yard run by Elijah Woods. Missed 2-point conversion by them, 34-20. Then we had a 2-yard run by Dorlian, 7:27 in the fourth quarter, made it 34-26. Then we had the 9-yard pass play, Harding to Singh, and the 2-point conversion by Harding to tie the game up at 34-34. And then, of course, Sam Swift, not once, but twice, kicks a 27-yard field goal with time remaining, with no time remaining, to give the Ponters the 37-34 win. So, so Elijah Woods got in the end zone 4 times, 3 runs, 3 yards, 70 yards, 54 yards, and then a 44-yard pass play from Bowler to Woods. My ACMi player of the game goes to Elijah Woods. What say you, Scott Zwick?
Well, it can't be all Ponders, not in a game like this. And my ACMi player of the game goes to Jovan Harding for Cambridge Rindge and Latin, who really, I admittedly was almost teasing him a little bit in the first half with his accuracy, and he really proved me wrong, showed me what a senior was. Remember, we talked earlier in the broadcast that sophomores want to play, juniors want to start, seniors want to win. He showed me that he was a senior tonight, and he's my ACMi player of the game. So
we got our players of the game. The Ponders maybe give the game ball to Sam Swift for the big kick, and, what a season we have to look forward to.
Absolutely. So, for Rob Anthony, I'm Scott Zwick. 4, our director, Gayatri, Sundar, Rajan. Camera 1, AJ Wilson. Camera 2, Zach Garrigus. Camera 3, Sam Kim. Camera 4, Felix Moisand and Patrick Gallagher. Audio, Julian, Petrillo. Stats, Colin, Gilbert, and Cam Anthony. Engineer, Staz Modrzynski. Production assistant, George Akerly and Max Cohen. Producers, Kevin Wetmore and Alex. And I'm Scott Zwick alongside my partner, Rob Anthony, saying good night to you and hope you enjoyed Arlington 37, Cambridge Rindge and Latin 34. Good night and have a nice, safe trip home. And we're back with the post game. Coach, tell us a little bit about the final drive, the decision not to play to conservative, but to go for it.
Well, we practice that all the time. You know, we practice every situation during the week. And so our 2-minute drill, we love practicing that. Actually, when we practice it, we usually do it, you know, with 50 seconds left and 1 timeout, you know, or 1 minute left and 2 times. So to have a minute 20 and 4 timeouts, we talked in the huddle. We said, we practice worse than this. And so, you know, Cambridge did a great job making us earn it. But I can't even recount that last drive because every time I turned around, it was a different guy making a play. And it all just kind of blurred together. And we were talking about it at the end of the game. It doesn't really matter who made the plays because we're a family. And, you know, one of our captains interrupted us, the coaches, as we were talking, pointed out some guys. He said, it doesn't matter who it was, we're a family. And so that tells me that they're learning the bigger message than just the football play. It's about how to take care of each other and how to do your best and how to execute even when the odds are at their worst. And I thought you saw that live in those last minute and 20 seconds.
I think we did see it live. So a question that I have was, what was the limit of how far you were going to try a field goal for there? You know, were you right at your limit, or did you feel very comfortable?
Good question. For that one, I defer to our expert, Coach Hanley, who knows a thing or two about football and special teams. And I said, Coach, what's the number? He said the 10-yard line. And so I trust that guy as much as any coach on my staff. I trust Swift as much as anyone else. So we got that thing right down to the 10 and booted it in twice.
Booted it in twice. So I have to ask you, I'm not a big fan of being able to call the timeouts like that. Were the athletes confused at all about the timeout there?
I don't think so. I mean, even when we talk about kicking field goals in practice, we bring the kids around the kick. We make crowd noise. We interrupt the play. We freeze it dead like freezing the kicker. So they've seen it. They've been coached against it. I respect Cambridge for doing it, honestly, because fire every bullet you got, you know. So I thought those guys coached real hard over there, and I'm proud of Swift for staying focused despite the pause.
I mean, he made a kick not once but twice. It's really amazing. 2 winning kicks, you know.
And you're lucky enough to see one in high school football, and so for a kid to boot it in twice shows a lot about his confidence and focus.
Confidence, focus, character, ability, the whole 9 yards. So now let's just talk about the game in general, kind of the tale of two halves, and what kind of character this showed both teams.
Absolutely. You know, I was talking to those Cambridge coaches. They coached hard. The players played hard. Man, that was a good football team, and they're going to do great things this year. I was really proud of our guys in the first half. We jazzed it up about running the ball hard, which we haven't seen out here in a while. In the second half, they made adjustments in the box to take that away. So, again, kudos to the coaching staff over there. And it kind of changed our game plan. We got away from what was working. And so towards the fourth quarter, we said, we're putting the tight end back in. We're going at B and C gap. And we started moving it again and again and again. The one thing I saw of our guys that I didn't love was the what's going to go wrong next mentality. You know, the body language started to slack. Things did start to go wrong. And it almost looked like we were waiting to see what was going to happen next. So that's something we need to correct. We need to learn how to win better. But at the end of the day, they got it done. They overcame that adversity, and that's what matters the most.
It certainly is what matters the most. Certainly, this is a different team than last year. We can literally see from the scoreboard the progress that's made. You got to feel good moving forward.
Yeah, really excited. But again, we play such a tough schedule that we need to enjoy this win, celebrate this win, learn from this win, and then start all over again. Stoneham is one of the best power run teams in Massachusetts, and so it's going to be a completely different game plan, completely different game. After that, we start the Middlesex Liberty schedule, which I think is one of the toughest conferences in Massachusetts football, and so no games are easy. But that being said, with efforts like this, we can play with anyone in the state, and so I'm proud of the guys, I'm excited for the guys, and we're looking to get better.
Well, Coach Gendron, that was by far one of the most exciting games, certainly by far the most exciting finish we've ever seen here, and one of the most exciting games in general, and what a way to kick off the 2017 season. Congratulations on a big win.
Thanks a lot, Scott. I appreciate it.
Awesome.
Great. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So for Coach Gendron, I'm Scott Zwick. For Rob Anthony, for all of you at home that witnessed one of the greatest games you're ever going to see in ACMi's history, in Arlington history, have a great night. Arlington 37, Cambridge Rindge Latin 34. Sam Swift kicked the field goal twice, but only counted once, but still good enough for the win. Have a great night.